Hello, everyone. I hope you are doing well. Teacher Thomas Thailand here, coming to you with a little early morning live stream from Ban Chang, Rayong, Thailand. So, this is an unannounced live stream, and I just wanted to come to you this morning after my most recent vlog where I surprised everyone. And you're going to have to excuse me. I am smoking cigarettes and having coffee this morning in the man cave. So do not smoke. Very bad habit. Teacher says don't do it. Good morning, Chris Travels. Can you hear me okay, buddy? How are we doing? You're my first person in. How's the sound? How's the video? Are we okay? Can you guys give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down? Can you hear and see everything? Excellent. Okay, Chris, thank you very much. We're just going to go slow this morning, guys. This is an unannounced live stream. I just wanted to take this opportunity to maybe answer any questions that someone might have and share of a morning cup of coffee from Banchang. Thank you, Ernest T. Bass, and thank you, Chris Travels. I just want to thank you guys for joining early on this morning on this unannounced live stream. Uh, I appreciate your comments on all of my recent vlogs. Really got some wonderful subscribers that are very active in the comment section of the vlogs, and it's very encouraging to me about the uh, potential for TTT YouTube channel to remain very positive, very optimistic, very genuine, and try to bring people who have not been to the Kingdom of Thailand a real perspective of just everyday life here. And those of you that have been to Thailand and cannot currently return because of the situation that we're all aware of, I also want to make these video vlogs for you because I know if you have been to the Kingdom of Thailand, you dearly miss the Kingdom of Thailand because last time I went home to America was 2019 in August and September, and I really, really missed Thailand when I was in the States. Even though I was with all my beautiful family and I loved every minute of being back in the States, there's just something about this country that really grows on you if you've been here before. And if you haven't been here before, well, then you are definitely the reason and the purpose for my video vlogs because it's a hobby for me. But I really do like getting feedback from people who have always wanted to go visit Thailand, maybe even possibly considering relocating and making a second home in the Kingdom of Thailand. So I really enjoy the feedback that I'm getting from those people as well. And because, there's a lot of Thailand vloggers with a lot of different perspectives. And to each their own, right? There's the single guys that want to show you the entertainment areas, and that's fine. But, I'm a married man and I'm a teacher here. So I try to bring a perspective of just expat life. And all of the expats that I know from Scandinavia, Europe, UK, Australia, Canada, India, China, Korea, like all the people that are foreigners to the kingdom that I know, they just live the same normal life that we did back in our home country. We do occasionally go out for a guys' night to some of the beautiful entertainment areas in Thailand, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But this channel will not be about that, and I will not be showing those scenes. I will show you locations and where to go and bars that I recommend, but not the purpose of the channel. So I appreciate everyone's support of just a American man and his Thai wife, and we're just gonna, keep doing what we're doing. Hopefully, my skills will continue to improve, and the content as well. So I just wanted to do this spontaneous live stream this morning and get this get questions answered. Okay, so Chris and Ernest, appreciate you coming in. We got Big Mark in the house. Good morning from Wisconsin, sir. Mark, do you know where Fort McCoy is? It's near Sparta, Wisconsin. I spent 4 weeks up there at Fort McCoy going through a leadership course and made some good local friends that were from the area of Sparta. And I believe that's the name. I could be wrong, Mark, but being from the Midwest, Kansas City, I'd never seen the countryside of Wisconsin before. It's absolutely gorgeous. The big, huge spruce trees and beautiful, beautiful state, Big Mark. Thank you for joining. Ernest T. Best, all well, that answers my question. Any questions you have, I will sincerely try to answer. I miss being there and my girlfriend. Ron West, thank you for coming on. Ron, this channel is for you, okay, buddy? Because I know exactly what you mean. I was just saying I went to the States 2019 for August and September, pre-pandemic, and I got back into the kingdom before anything was in the news. So, but I know exactly what you mean, and I hope, Ron, sincerely, that when you watch the vlogs here at TTT, that you will just be able to kick back and go, oh my God. you know, I don't want to try to be too opinionated or anything. I just want to show you around and share my experiences. And as all of you probably know, I love Thai people. I love their culture. I have respect for their government, for their institutions. So that's the perspective I try to be. Stuck in Florida. High five. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate all your wonderful comments on the vlogs as well. Big Mark, did you say the weather is better for your joints? Absolutely, Big Mark. Absolutely. And my situation is very complex, but in a way, it can be simplified as well. So the causation, no doctor in the world knows why or what causes any autoimmune, whether it be lupus or MS or rheumatoid arthritis is autoimmune. So when it's autoimmune, that means your immune system, your antibodies that protect you from bacterias and things like that, get wired wrong, and they start attacking certain areas of your body. So that's the basic underlying autoimmune. Okay. Mine is very rare and very complex, but it can be simplified by saying chronic pain and chronic fatigue. Okay. Those are the two symptoms that you have to live with the rest of your life. And not only, Ron, was it Ron that asked that question? No, it was Big Mark. Okay. Not only, Mark, does it help with the joint pain, it's the consistency and temperature, right? So you have hot, hotter, and hottest in Thailand. Now I'm in the southeast, so during the dry season, late December, January is the coldest weather. I believe the coldest temperature on record in Bangkok is around 54 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's like the coldest it ever got in Bangkok, and I'm even south of Bangkok. So our lowest low, even in the dry, cold season, will be around 60 degrees, which feels pretty crisp, because you're in summer all year long. So 60 feels chilly. So that consistent temperature and the consistent pressure, like you do get monsoon season. We're fast approaching monsoon season right now. We are at a really high point of rainy season. It started a while back, and we haven't peaked yet. It peaks around September is the peak, and that's when monsoon rains. But there already has been flooding in certain parts of the country already. So we are in monsoon season, and I do notice the muscle cramps and tension and just more generalized pain when we have big monsoon, because you have that low pressure. But it's a very short-lived season, and the thing is, it doesn't change. It's not like you have monsoon, high humidity, 100%, and then the next day the humidity drops and you have a big high pressure, right? So it's consistent pressure. It's always humid here. Even in the dry season, it's humid. So there are many factors that really help. And one of the things about my chronic pain, and I know I'm rambling here, but sunlight helps real well because I have sensory neuropathy. So sensory is your sense of touch, right? Uh, I have confirmed damage. They did skin biopsies and sent them to a lab in New York City, right? And they analyze the 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 smallest nerves that do not have myelin, so they're not what do you call them? They're not like motor nerves where they have the insulation wrapped around. They're just the axon nerve, right? The sensory nerves, and those are definitely damaged. And one of the therapies that they use for people, and it's not just autoimmune that gets sensory neuropathy. I think some diabetics get it, but diabetics more in their feet and motor neuropathy, axon demyelination to the myelin. But the sensory nerves goes with a lot of different diseases, and they put you in sunbeds. UV light is one of the therapies, literally, because it's like your skin hurts. It's hard to explain, but it's very hard to be comfortable. You can't sit on a hard surface very long without shifting your weight. This is the sensory nerves. So the sunlight and I have no problem with the heat. When it's the hottest of hot here in Thailand, I have no problem with it. We don't do air conditioned very much, only at night when we sleep, and I do it in the office. But we are most people live outdoors here in Thailand. Like you sit out on your porch more than you ever sit in your living room. That's just the lifestyle here. It's an outdoors world. The insects are very, very few compared to the northern hemispheres, where the insects hibernate during the winter and then come out big badass, right? You can't even have an outside light on. Here you can have all of your outside light ons, and you get a little bit of moss, and there's mosquitoes, especially right at dusk, right? But as far as flooded with insects where you have to shut all your screens, it's not like that here. So it's a very outdoor world. And I just think the consistent temperature, like my biggest pain on the joints and also the muscle cramps, the fibromyalgia part, where you get muscle cramp and it takes like 2 minutes to get it to go away. I get a lot of those. Those are always worse when the temperature drops. So if I'm back visiting my daughters in Southwest Missouri, Joplin and Northeast Oklahoma is where my daughters are, and out to Branson, Missouri. So in the Ozarks, right? The Ozark Hills. And it's a beautiful 90 degrees. And then cold front comes through and it drops down to like 40 degrees that night. And apologies to everybody that knows Celsius and doesn't know Fahrenheit, because I don't know the conversion that well. In America, we always use Fahrenheit, but I think you get it right. So it can literally drop 50 degrees Fahrenheit with a cold front. And that just wipes me out big time. I mean, big time increase of the pain. So I never have that here. There's never any sharp drop in temperature. Like I say, our coldest low probably in Rayong would be around 60 degrees Fahrenheit. So you guys probably know what that would be Celsius, maybe 19, 20 degrees Celsius, something like that. It never gets cold. Chilly, but not cold. Okay, let me get back. Okay. So I hope that answers long answer to a short question. Thank you, Ernest T. Bass. Ron West, I missed being there. Yep, stuck in Florida. Thank you. Guys, I'm way behind. Sorry, let me catch up. Robert Mack in the house. Thank you, sir. Spontaneous, unannounced live stream this morning. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. Big Bear Joe, hi teacher. I like your channel. Thank you for sharing interesting content. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that comment. I really appreciate all the great feedback I'm getting in the vlogs, and I appreciate your critique, because I've gotten some good feedback. Hey, teacher, you say your name too much, or hey, teacher. I like all that stuff. So I don't consider it criticism or a negative comment when viewers point out something that helps me learn, right? Critique is part of the learning process. So I appreciate all the comments I've been getting. Thank you, Robert Mack, for posting that up. And Robert, just so you know, if any other vloggers come online, that you know I support, including yourself. Feel free to post up all the channels. I have a favorites list on my homepage of my YouTube. They only let you do like 5 in your favorites list. I wish I could put a whole everyone, right? But I think everybody knows who I watch. I am a consumer of YouTube vloggers here in Thailand as well. So okay, Norris, let me get my old man glasses on, guys. Sorry. I hope the camera angle's a little better this morning. You guys see my two gentlemen here, Uncle Sam and the King of Cool, James Dean, and everybody knows the rules. So yeah, I appreciate it. I think we got the angle a little better. Uh, okay, Norris Bethke, another Wisconsinner, Appleton now via Oakland, California. Stay in CM when I'm there. Oh, Chiang Mai. Okay, Thai weather great for the joints. Thank you very much, Norris, for the Ernest T. Bass. What made you choose Rayong over other cities? Is that where your wife is from? No, my wife is from Isan, up here in the Northeast. She's from Udon Thani, up here. We chose Rayong province, but we don't live in Rayong city. Okay, we're about halfway in between Pattaya city and Rayong city. So we chose this area because we've taken, in 5 years, we've taken several vacations. Went to the island of Phuket and different areas of the country and traveled over. Been to the mountains regions. We lived in Nakhon Yok for 2 years, which is bingo right northeast of Bangkok. So it's considered central Thailand. It's not Isan and it's not east. We're considered east. Actually, it's southeast, but this is eastern region. And Isan is huge. And there's the northern, right? Central, south, and then west, Kanchanaburi, the famous River Kauai. So you basically have 5 regions. But we've been coming to Ban Chang is the name of my town. It's the first town when you come out of Chonburi City, and this is a big province, and Pattaya is the biggest city in Chonburi. You come out of Chonburi, you come down to Sattahip, the Royal Thai Navy base, active duty base for many, many years. And then as soon as you come out of Chonburi province and you enter Rayong province, which is a big area, the very first town is Ban Chang, which just translates to my home. My home. Ban Chang. Ban Chang. Good morning, Jeff. Jiffy Jeff. Tom Bernard. Tom, but make sure I say it. Bernard. Tom Bernard. Good morning. Thank you. Amigo, mi amigo. Muy agradable conocote. Joplin, Missouri. That's correct. I was in Joplin, Missouri, and May 21st, May 22nd of 2011. If you know what happened in Joplin, Missouri on that date, it was an F5 tornado. I lost somebody very close to me instantly and her 2 children. So yeah, I know a lot about Joplin. I'm originally from Kansas City. Okay, Jeff, thank you. Tom, is it true Rayong is closed down? No, it's not true, but we do have a headline story, guys. It is the biggest story currently in the kingdom. All the Thai people are talking about it. They're sharing messages on Line app and Facebook app. And what happened, don't quote me exactly, but I think what happened, there was a man from Egypt who's part of the military in Egypt. And Thailand, as you know, has opened up inbound flights to certain people if they have Thai family, if they have a current work permit in the kingdom, if they have medical reason, right? So they have documentation that they're seeing a physician here in Thailand. I don't know the whole list, but there's a pretty big umbrella of people that are allowed to come in, and you visit the embassy in your home country or a consulate, the Thai embassy, and you show them what's your purpose for entering the kingdom, and then you get approved. And from the way I understand it, you're supposed to have a full screening, right? You can't have the virus and get on a plane. Well, The man from Egypt, and from what I understand, he is military. So he flew into Utapao Airport, which is about 10 minutes from us, right here where you are right now at the home of TTT, about 10 minutes. He flew in there and he traveled to several locales, and then he tested positive for the virus. So he did go to Rayong City and do some shopping. So I don't know any other details than that of what's going to happen, but it's a big concern. It's a big headline. I think they know they have traced 11. Okay, don't quote me. I'm not the news. Okay, I'm just, so don't quote me. I think they've traced 11 people, new virus cases that may have had contact with him in various areas. I think he traveled to Chong Chung Sao. I believe he was in Bangkok as well. But I know for sure Rayong City. He flew into Utapao, which is Rayong province, right here in Banchang. As far as I know, he made no stops in Banchang. I haven't heard any of the local bar owners or business people talk about anything. We don't have any new cases here in Banchang. Let me clarify. As of yesterday, we don't have any. Okay, but Rayong does. So we are still under emergency orders here in the Kingdom of Thailand until July 31st. And the governors of each province have a lot of power, authority to make decisions. So if they wanted to go back and take away lifted restrictions, they can do it on an instant notice. So you'll just have to follow the news. I would encourage everyone to go to either the Tiger, which is THAI, right? Like Thailand Tiger. Uh, you can go to their website. They're pretty good English news source here in the kingdom, and also the Nation, or Bangkok Post, or whatever you want to go to. But uh, hopefully, it's going to be contained. Now, you've had to check in with your phone, scan your phone every time you go shopping, every time, right? Even at 7-Elevens, they were signing in for a while. They're not doing sign ins at 7, but you still get your temperature screening. So we still had a lot of measures in place. Uh, Customer service wearing face shields. I mean, we still had a lot going on. And then we had this arrival. So it's not a community spread, it's a brought in. And I won't give you my opinion or tell you what Thai people who they're blaming or anything, because that's just, that's just not news. That's just what people are saying. That's what I know. And I don't know if any of that is exactly correct, because although I have researched it, I didn't plan on like giving you any details. But thanks for the question. As far as I know, Tom, Rayong is not closed down, but some of the restrictions that were lifted are being put back in place. Pala Banchag and its unbelievable microclimate. Yes, Tom, thank you. Got it. Got it. Skills in the house. Thumbs up. Love you, man. Rock and roll. Plex. It was a tornado. That's correct. It was an F5 tornado that went through the heart of Joplin. And I was on the south end, and I had a daughter and grandchildren on the north end, and we both had massive amounts of debris. So that's how fortunate we were. People that were in between us, a lot of people died. I believe it was 300 people instantly, and then thousands later from injuries. And two of my daughters worked in the hospital at Freeman, and St. John's Hospital, which was probably the biggest hospital in Joplin, was destroyed. So they had to tear it down. So Freeman was right on the edge, and Freeman had damage, but it was operational. And my daughters worked like 18-hour shifts for several days after that, dealing with patients in the hallways and stuff. So I have vivid memories of the F5 tornado, and I believe it was May 22nd, 2011. I was there, and I'm still here to talk about it. But someone that I had dated for a long time, who had two children that I was close to, I lost them both instantly. And I found out because I heard their names on the radio, believe it or not, because all of our cell phones were down. I mean, the city was black. It was like a war zone. Unbelievable experience. But a lot of good came out of it. Okay, Diana Davis, Are they not putting incoming people into isolation for 14 days, like here in New Zealand when they arrive from overseas, and test them twice before they are released within the 14 days? That's what everyone thought. That's what everyone understood. And that's why people are PISSED. Okay. So we don't know. Like, I cannot tell you why uh, there wasn't adequate screening. And, but yeah, for arrivals, now things can change here rapidly, right? And there's various different ministries of government that make decisions about things. But as far as I knew, uh, if you entered, you had to go to 14-day quarantine. That's correct. So now he was military enlisted. So whatever screening he had in Egypt, from what I understand, I could be wrong about that because I did not research this to give you details. I'm just kind of giving you grapevine stuff right now from Egypt. I could be wrong about that. So no offense to anybody that lives in Egypt. It could have been from anywhere, but uh, the responsible party would have been the consulate or the embassy uh, from the nationality of the person that came into the country. And then uh, on arrival at Utapao, 10 minutes from my house at the airport, whatever whatever permission he had been granted under what conditions for his entry, uh, if he was to report to a 14-day center, uh, they've had one active right there by Utapao for ever since the beginning back in March. They have a quarantine center there. It's on the Navy base. It's one of the many Thai people that were repatriated from all over. A lot from South Korea, because Thailand and South Korea have a lot of joint employment and different things that go on. They all came into Utapao and they were bused, right? Kept separate and bused to the quarantine center there at Satahip Royal Thai Navy Base is right there by the airport. So I cannot tell you what happened, but I think the story will come out eventually as to the details. But thank you for that. Got skills. This is why it's good to sign in places. That's exactly right. And I have no problem with it. Look, I call it the Big Brother station just because I like to make fun of it. But I check in every time. I scan it with my Line app, right? I scan their barcode, push in, and it automatically saves your phone number. The phone is registered in my name. So, but my wife and I didn't visit any of the places for sure in Rayong City that this gentleman had traveled to. So we have been to Rayong City. As you know, I made a video at Rayong City not too long ago, but it was just me. I was alone. I was there to see an ear doctor. I went for a little ride around town and stopped at a IT center and did a walkabout. But so we haven't had any direct exposure to anyone, and we haven't been to Utapao Airport. So, but you can bet your ass that they are scanning everyone he came in contact with. If he rode a bus, taxi, I mean, trust me, they're on it. And I don't blame anyone. I think the immediate thing response was to blame, the Thai army because this person was enlisted military, or Thai military because he was enlisted military, and somehow they blamed the Thai military because they thought it was, a joint military trip, and he was invited in by the military. But I don't know. Again, I'm just telling you. But from what I understand, like it doesn't matter that he was military personnel. There was no collaboration there. You have to meet the requirements from the Thai embassy or consulate that you take all your stuff to, and you go, look, I qualify for entry into the kingdom under the new rules put out by the Civil Aviation Authority and the Ministry of Health and all that they've just recently announced. And here's why I qualify to enter the kingdom. And then the embassy does screening or gets your health. Maybe the guy had a health check. I don't know. The thing about this damn virus is it's a lot of people are asymptomatic. So, it could be just a simple thing. He didn't know he was sick at all. And who knows, but I don't think it's going to have a big impact. I think they're going to be able to trace and stamp it out. I really do. I don't think it's going to be. Obviously, it's a huge headline story, so it's going to cause a lot of buzz. But I don't think it's going to be prolonged event because we had been over 30 days without any new cases at all. And the only new ones were repatriations that were in quarantine automatically. So there was no community infections at all, nothing new for a long time now. And I don't want to present all of the headline news here in Thailand. I do follow it, but I make too many mistakes and I don't want to get it wrong. So I can tell you to go to the Thai, THAI, tiger.com or the Nation. Those are the two sources that I like. I also follow Fabulous 103 FM out of Pattaya City. It's a FM radio station, English channel, and they also have a YouTube channel called Fabulous Pattaya YouTube. So they do news. I just refer you to that and let you know what I've heard, and I'm sure the truth will come out. Diana Davis. Okay, thank you for that, Diana. Juan Padilla. Juan, buenos dias. Tom joined your channel because of Joe, Foreigner Joe. Like your channel. Keep up the good work. Thank you, mi amigo. Juan. Muy agradable conocerte. Be back in 5 minutes, Robert Mack. I've been rambling longer than that. Okay, Plex. That time I was live in Anderson. It's a small town. I know exactly where Anderson, Missouri's at. Beautiful Ozark country. Tony Lujan. I don't know, Tony. I probably screwed that up. Lujan. TTT should be TNT because your channel is dynamite. Rock on. Thank you for that. Ernest. Who else is ready for 2020 to be over already? I think it's a year that won't be forgotten for many decades to come. Yeah, it's almost in the rearview mirror, Ernest. Gary Holiday up in the house. I'm to be treated 72 hours before I get on a plane, and on arrival, 14-day quarantine and 2 tests before and for and uh, and let out before and when you're let out. Gary, thank you for that. And that's what I ask my followers or viewers or subscribers. Like, if you have information that you're entering the kingdom and you had to go to the consulate or embassy in your home country and you do, like, let us know. So I appreciate the update, Gary. That's what we were all under the impression, that this was a requirement regardless of permission that you were granted, what the reasons were that you were allowed to enter. Maybe came here for medical. I don't know. Maybe came here for employment. Maybe has a long history of employment here. I don't know. Okay. Not my job to give you that information. But whatever the reason was, Gary, that's what we all thought would happen to you. Well, there has been no lifting of the mandatory quarantine for new entries, from what I understood. So it'll all come out. This is why I enjoy your content, my friend. You keep it up real, unlike fake news. I always learn something new about Thailand. Map is educational. Thank you so much, Skills. I appreciate that. Thank you for that. Brian Homer in the house. Good morning, Thomas. Man, it's 0 dark 100 there. Thanks for the information. We're about to break dawn, sir. It's about to come dawn. It's 6:15. Sunrise. It's weird for anybody that's never lived in the equator region where it's tropical. Your sunlight and darkness are almost equal all year long. 12 of daylight, 12 of night. It never changes. So you don't have the long summer days and short winter days, right? It's because you're near the equator within a certain region of the equator. It's the same all year. The sunrise and sunset barely changes by minutes, incremental, not much. Thank you, Skills. Brian Homer, good morning, Thomas. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Brian. Yeah. Thanks for the information. Big Mark, TTT, how's the ear? Much better. The ear is rocking it. I had an excellent doctor. I can almost hear my karaoke sound now. Tom, okay, Tom, I don't know what it was, but somebody thought that one needed to be timed out. But Tom, I know you're a supporter, so maybe you just kind of had a typo. Anon. Ha 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 ha. Anybody doesn't know 555, the number 5 in Thailand is pronounced ha. So Noong Song Sam Si Ha Ha Hi Ha. So when you see 555, it's like ha 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 ha. Okay, so I like that name, Anon. Ha ha ha. Morning, Scott. Sawadee krap. Guys, I have a lot of Thai people, Kun Thai, in my subscriber list. Stepping out. Boom, boom, boom. Hello. Hello. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining. 7:15 p.m. in Canada. Oh, my God. Thank you, Canada. Thank you. I want to say first, thank you for Brian Adams. I grew up on Brian Adams. He was my favorite Canadian. And thank you for everything else too. We love you people. I think United States and Canada are the people. I'm not talking about governments. The people, man. We love you, North Americans. Uh, Stepping out. Congratulations on the new establishment, Open Mic. Thank you very much, guys. Slow and steady, right? Slow and steady wins the race. So my wife is just going slow, and we're going to have a hell of a lot of fun. TQ up in the house. Thank you. Boom, boom, boom. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate all of your wonderful comments and your support, and I hope that I've answered some of your inquiries on via the email. Who else is stuck inside the house in Texas? Oh, what do you got going on in Texas? Got bad weather in Texas right now? We've had thunder this morning, and we are in the beginning to get to the peak of rainy season. Not full blown monsoon season yet, but we love ties. Yes, we do. Doug Ho, thank you for joining. Hey, bro, friend of Joe Green. You're a friend of Joe Green. You're a friend of mine. That man has integrity. He's genuine. He's got a big heart, as you can see. They care so much about their community there in Prachuap. Excellent, excellent people. I was honored to meet him, and we keep in touch now. So outside of the YouTube vlogger world, right? That's one little thing, and you get a little glimpse into all of us. But in the real world, outside that, the stuff we talk about off camera that we would never talk about on camera, Joe and I really hit it off. Really, really well. He reminds me a lot of my big brother. It was nice to not be the oldest. A lot of times I'm the oldest, and Joe's got me by about 4 years. So, and my older brother was a big weightlifter. He was airborne Army Ranger, not somebody you wanted to mess with. So, and he was very, very forward with his language. So, not rude, but you always knew exactly where he stood. And Joe reminds me a lot of that. So I call him my big brother now. Yes, we do love ties. TQ. Thai people are amazing. Pamrak kun Thai. Heat and the virus stuck inside. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it does get hot there, doesn't it? Ontario, Gary, close to Windsor. Doug Holt, thumbs up. Diana Davis. Love viewing your vlogs. Question: is there a demand for early childhood teachers with a degree in Thailand? Not only Diane Davis. Davis. That's I have a lot of family with that last name Davis. It's on my father's sister's side. The last one, my aunt Betty Davis. Her name is Betty Davis. Not only will there be a demand, there'd be a huge void of native English speakers. Now, don't shoot the messenger, okay? Because you can teach here if English is your second language and you have a master's degree in English. So if you're non-native, NNES. Let's write that one down just so we remember that. Okay. Here's the two distinctions. All right. You have in that marker sucks. So you have NNES So here's the acronyms. If you are non-native English speaker, NNES, you must have a master's degree in English, because you have to consider that if you're non-native and you went all the way for 4 years and you got a bachelor's degree, all of your courses were in your native language. So you didn't have history in English, chemistry in English, calculus in English, right? None of your courses were in English because you're non-native, right? So therefore, a bachelor's degree is really not going to help that much. You need a master's in education. But if you are in ES, this is the huge void. In ES, native English speaker with a bachelor's degree, you will have the choice of the highest paying English teaching jobs here in the kingdom. Early childhood education is a big thing. The highest paying teaching jobs here require a degree in education. So just like a teacher in your home country, I'm not qualified to be a teacher in my home country because I don't have a degree in education. So, but the highest paying jobs are just like your home country. These people have degrees in education, whether it be early childhood through junior high, right? K through 6, right? Kindergarten through 6, or all the way through whatever your level of degree is in education. Those people, those actual teachers, they work for the international schools, and those are privately funded schools, and the tuition for the children is sky high. I mean, very high tuition. So you're talking about the affluent Thai people that want their children not to get a little Farang government class, right? They want a full blown English school. Like all the subjects are taught in English at an international school, okay? All of them, not just an English class, all of them. So those are very expensive schools, and those teachers make some buck. But most teachers that just have a bachelor's degree and they don't have a degree in education, if they're native English, there's still a huge void. So, and it's a decent salary for a supplemental or something, and you're just part time. I've never worked more than 16 hours a week as a teacher here in Thailand, ever, ever. So, but yeah, I hope that answers. Ontario, okay, okay, Diana. Diane Davis. I'm at the top of Lake Superior. So, Michigan, Lake Superior, top. I don't know Michigan that well, but I have a brother that actually lives in Cadillac now. Do you know where Cadillac's at? My brother just moved up there recently. He spent most of his life in Northeast Oklahoma, but now he's in Michigan with a new baby and a new girl. Simon in Siam. Bear country, that's right. Got it. Skills, skills. Simon, Teacher Thomas, I love your channel. Keep up the great content. I hope to do a teach English foreign language in the UK and teach when I move to Thailand. Nice Vulcan. Oh, thank you. That's the first Kawasaki I've ever had. Yeah, Simon in Siam brings up a really good point to take a TEFL course. Guys, it's if you're a native English speaker, it's a breeze, okay? But it gives you a certain amount of hours in front of an actual classroom. Like you will travel, or students will come to you. Depends on if you're doing a brick and mortar. I recommend a brick and mortar TEFL course where you actually go to a facility and you actually get experience in front of the kids, or whatever age level you're teaching. But even the online, it doesn't matter. You need a certificate. You have a certification to teach English foreign language, right? Or TESOL, teach English. I forget the acronym of TESOL. Teach English second language, maybe. I think TESOL. And then the other one is CELTA. CELTA is the more expensive one, and a little bit more accreditation for a CELTA course, but it matters not. You just need to get the certificate, okay? Whether it's online or whatever. That because unless you have a degree in education, you have a degree in education, don't worry about it. And also, when you create your CV, your resume, and you're coming to Thailand or any Asian country and you want to teach English, be sure and put in your background history of working with children, even if you weren't a teacher, a paid professional, if you've been a youth sports coach, if you've been a mentor, if you've been involved in your church or daycare, uh, anything, any experience you have with being, you're still a teacher, right? You're educating. If you're teaching sports, you're a teacher. You have a group of children. You have to have discipline and structure, right? So put everything, all your experience with children. I have 4 daughters, and I was a youth sports coach for 14 years. T-ball, softball, basketball, right? So I didn't have any boys, so I never coached American football or anything. But I have coached co-ed. Little league and t-ball was co-ed, so I put all of that down. And then my third daughter had a lisp, uh, and so she had to take speech classes. Well, speech and drama was my favorite class all the way from junior high throughout. And so uh, I volunteered to help with the speech class, to help the students who had various different types of speech impediments, whether it was a little bit of dyslexia. When they tried to read out loud in the classroom, it got jumbled up, or my daughter had a lisp, which is very, very natural, very common. So I put that down, right? So I did have experience, and I wasn't a teacher, and I've never been a teacher formally other than my volunteer work all of those years. But matters not. If you're a native, if you're NES, I don't care if you've ever been in front of one kid, you have no experience. Take a TEFL course that will prepare you to teach English foreign language, TEFL. Take that, whether it's online. I recommend a brick and mortar, but online, as long as you have the certificate in your resume. So you need a photocopy of your passport, you need your degree. If you don't have a bachelor's degree and all you have is a high school diploma from your home country, okay, have your high school diploma and the TEFL. Okay. Now you're not going to get a big salary because you don't have a bachelor's degree. If you have an associate's degree, like put it all together, whatever you got. If you have no degree, whatever, put in your high school diploma along with your TEFL, and you can still be a teacher here. Now, a lot of people are going to jump on TTT and say, no, Thai law says you have to have a degree or you cannot get a work permit, blah, 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 blah. Okay, whatever. I'm no expert, but I can tell you if the school wants to hire you, it's based on the school's criteria for your educational background. If you are in ES, there are exemptions to degrees. The Ministry of Labor, who provides a work permit, will defer to the requirements of the foreign language department of the school where you are applying. So you apply, you get the job, everything before you go to the Ministry of Labor, right? So you have the school with you, right? So it's up to the school if they want, right? Why would you need a college degree to teach uh, no higher than fifth grade English grammar? They really like Common Core. So if you have experience with Common Core standards in America and Canada, has kind of the same system. They like that. Guys, there's going to be this huge void. Okay. There always has been. There's never been enough NES teachers here. Now, there's been a lot of in NES, non-natives. We have fantastic people here from the Philippines that are excellent English teachers, okay? But they don't fall under the same category. So there's no exemption for them whatsoever from a degree, and most of them need a master's degree in English, okay? Because again, they weren't speaking English at 3 years old. And then when they went all the way through university, they still weren't speaking English as other than a subject, a separate English class. All of their subjects were in their native language. So you compare a Filipino with a master's degree in English, and you give me a native English speaker that's been speaking English since they were 3 year old, high school diploma with good grades, TEFL course. Okay, which one would you hire? Okay, there's a lot of Filipino teachers here, and they're absolutely wonderful. I have respect, and I have many of them that are friends of mine, but their salaries are never going to be as high as a native English speaker. Okay. That's just the truth of it. So don't believe the naysayers that say if you don't have a degree, you're going to work illegally. No. You know what happened? There was a bunch of people working illegally that were non-native because there's such a huge void. So you had a large population of people from Cameroon, uh, a lot of different countries on the African continent that were here. Okay, and I'm not, just singling them out. They were from a lot of different nationalities that were non-native English speakers. English was not their native language, and still they could make 20,000 baht in Thailand, which is like $800 a month, was better than what they could make in their home country. So they were here teaching English, and a lot of them didn't meet the requirements for English teaching, and a lot of them were working without work permits. So there was a lot of stuff under the radar. And guess what happened? Immigration came through, and most of that stuff's been cleaned out. So there's a huge void here in Thailand. So don't believe any of the naysayers. I will tell you this, and I'm just going to close on it because I know we're going to get comments on the playback from people that have lots of experience teaching here, and they're going to tell you I'm giving you false information because the law says that you must have a degree in order to get a work permit. End of story. Okay, that's what they're going to say. Let me close with this. What I have learned in Thailand is under each law, section 3024A, dot B, whatever the section of the code is, right? Underneath that, there's a disclaimer that says subject to ministerial regulations. Almost every law has this disclaimer. What is ministerial regulations? That means if the Ministry of Labor issues a regulation that says we defer to the school's requirements for educational background for their NES, their native English speakers. We defer to their requirement. So there's like an exemption for a native English speaker. If the school says we don't care, they don't have a degree, they have a high school diploma from the United States or Canada or Europe or England or Australia, all of their school life was in English. They are native English speaker, okay? They have a high school diploma, they have a TEFL, so they've been trained to teach English as a second language. We want to hire them. So it's not under the radar. Once you get your work permit, then it's just renewed every year. And the school does like 99% of the paperwork. You give copies of your passport, right? Now, there's a B visa that would be if you weren't married and you weren't on a retirement visa and you had a B visa, it would be connected to your work permit and your employment. So you get your B visa extended every year based on an employment contract. So the Immigration Bureau does get involved with the work permit at some point if you're on a B visa. So your visa has to connect to your employment. You break your employment, you've got a certain amount of days, I think 90 days to exit the country if you're on a B visa and you're no longer employed. Now I'm on a non-O visa, which means I have family connection, Thai citizen here in Thailand. I happen to be married, but you don't have to be married. You could have an adopted child that's a Thai citizen. It's a family connect. So you can work on a non-O visa, non-O family. Okay. So I can come and go. I can work part-time. I can do whatever I want. Has nothing to do with my visa. My visa is granted every year based on conditions for being married to a Thai national. So, but I am allowed to work. So if you're on a non-O or non-OA, which is retirement, that's the reason you get your extension every year is based on retirement. It will say prohibited from employment. So you can't go to the Ministry of Labor if you're on a retirement visa and say, guess what, this school wants me to teach. Not going to work. You have to change your visa, and it's easy to do. You just change your visa status from one section to the other in the country, right? And then your visa is either B, or if you're married, you can change it to a family visa, and then you don't have that prohibited from employment. So enough. Okay. I hope that answers. But yeah, there's a huge Thailand needs more English teachers, especially native English speakers, more and more and more, not less. So these people that say, "Oh, don't go to Thailand. You're going to work illegal. You're going to go to jail. You're going to get deported." Only the Drakes, the low life people, are teaching English in Thailand. Ignore all of that. Ignore it completely. Listen to teacher. I'm just telling you my experience, and I know firsthand of teachers that only have a high school diploma and a TEFL that are NES, native English speakers, that are not working under the radar. Now their salary's not going to be as high because they don't have a bachelor's degree. If they have associate's degree, that'll get you even more, but just a 2 year, right? So even though the law says specifically 4 year degree, right, required to get the work permit, right? Subject to ministerial regulations, which means there's a lot of discretion and exemptions. Love you and your vlogs. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Diane. I hope that answers your question, Gary. I'm at the top of the list. Okay, let me go. Time and teacher. I love your channel. Got you. Thank you. California veteran, U.S. Army medic, 11 years, 7 months active duty. Thank you, Doug Ho. Thank you for your service, sir. Thank you. Medic. Wow, how important was that? 63, California veteran. Oh, wow. Thank you for joining, Doug. Whatever. 116. High five. Whatever. Got it. Skills, good hunting, good fishing, good eating. Michigan, I imagine all of the above, and good people too, right? Uh, is age a barrier for getting work as a teacher? I am in the late 50s. No, it can be for certain schools. Uh, Diane, go to Google and search teaching Thailand, and there's a actual website, teachingthailand.com. Has job listings, direct hire to schools in every province. Okay. Go there, get your CV, your resume. No, no, no. There's no problem. Some schools do want younger, and they may have in the ad, we want NES, native English speaker only. They may have that in there. And then they may say under 50, preferred. Doesn't mean there's this huge void, guys. So don't believe the other people that tell you it's so difficult and that all the teachers here are a bunch of scumbags that were addicted to drugs, and any greaseball can get a job teaching English here. It's just so ignorant. Ignorance is not a bad word. It just means they don't know what they're talking about. I'm not saying that there aren't headline news where teachers get busted for working without work permits from all over the world. Yeah, all that's true. But the real people that have work permits, have visas based on employment, all is the majority. You just don't hear from the majority. Please subscribe to Robert Mack. Thank you, Robert Mack in Asia. Uh, Robert G. Hi, TT, and end of the day for me. Happy to see you online. Yeah, thank you for joining, Robert. When I decided to go live this morning, it's thunder this morning. I'm like, I'm not going to go to the bar early this morning and do anything. So I thought I'd chill out with you guys and unannounced. So I appreciate you joining it. And I knew that it was going to be prime time in the United States. So thank you very much. Simon, TTT, thank you for the advice. You're 41 watching. Please hit the like button. We have 31 thumbs up and 44 in the house. Thank you guys. Thank you all. TQ, great info on TEFL and teaching English. Thank you, TQ. Appreciate you. Anon. Ha ha ha. Can you talk about getting work in the military academy? I can. Oh, good. See, I'm caught up. I like it when I don't have, I don't know how all these guys do it that have the big channels and they get 200, 300 people in the chat. Man, I'd be so far behind because you see how I blabber, but this is perfect. Okay, so all I can do is share my experience. And excuse me, if there's any children watching, no smoking. It's bad for you. Don't do it. It's a terrible habit. But it's morning and I'm having coffee, so apologize. Mm. Uh, uh, well, let me read the question again and get my mind back on. Anon. I'm pretty sure that's right. Anon. Ha ha ha. Can you talk about getting work in the military academy? Okay. Yes. All the military academies, including the police academy, the Royal Thai Police. Let's just do this. So we have the RTA. Uh, uh, so I think that's all. I believe that's right. So I work for the RTA, the Royal Thai Army. There's the RTAF, Royal Thai Air Force. There's RTM, Royal Thai Marine, and the RTN, Royal Thai Navy, which is right here at Satahip near my home. I've been meeting a lot of commissioned officers in the RTN. And then we have the RTP, that's the Royal Thai Police. So there you have five military academies, okay? The police commissioned officers, the ones who have to get a degree and are commissioned through the academy, the police academy, they are part of the military here in Thailand. So these are the five academies. Okay, so if you want to work for the Royal Thai military, this would be an outstanding place to visit and send your resume. They all have, details you can find online. These are academies. Okay, so we're not talking about like the Navy Academy. I don't even know where it is. It's not at Satahip, I don't believe. Satahip is the Royal Thai Navy base. It's an active duty base. Down here by Joe at Prachuap, Foreigner Joe, is the Royal Thai Air Force base. So there's a difference between active duty bases and the academies, right? So we're talking about a university campus, which is all male students, all male cadets, and they're just university campuses. They are military. You have guarded gates, but most of them are open for public tours. The academy where I work in the Konayok, this is RTA. And so I'm not going to give you details about all the other academies because I don't know them. I just know there are five academies, military academies. All of these academies will have native English speakers as instructors. Civilian contractor. They will also have commissioned military officers in the English department. That's their job, right? They all go to one school, okay? One high school. And that school is called AFAPS. 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 Can you see that, guys? Okay. Seems like I might have a little bit too much light on the board this morning. Getting shadows. Shadow play. Okay, maybe that's better. This is the Armed Forces. Wait. Okay, now I forgot what the acronym's for, but it's Armed Forces. Armed Forces Academy Preparatory School, AFAPS. AFAPS, and it's right here by the RTA. Let's just put FAPS. FAPS. It's right next to the CRMA. CRMA is the school that I work for. C just stands for King Rama 5, Chula Chum Klau. So it's the Royal Military Academy. They don't call it the Army Academy, but it is Army. It's all Army, all Army. So that's the RTA Academy. And here's AFAPS right in the same province. Like they're maybe 10 kilometers from each other. They both sit in beautiful foothills of Kalyai National Park. They're both absolutely gorgeous. So all of these commissioned officers, male commissioned officers that go to these academies, they all have to graduate from AFAPS. Okay. So AFAPS, I know native English speakers that teach there. It's a high school, right? It's a high school. I think they used to have to complete 3 full years, sophomore, junior, senior year at AFAPS to be eligible to go to one of the 5 academies. Now I believe it's changed where they only have to do 2 years, the junior and senior year at AFAPS. Uh, AFAPS, from what I understand, is the most difficult high school in the kingdom to get admitted into. They have about 20,000 applicants per year, and I think they take about 1,200 of the 20,000. So it's a very difficult school to get into. They do have native English speakers as well. I think most of their NES English instructors, civilian contract instructors, are non-contract in a way, like they don't have full-time contracts. Like they come in and teach a couple hours a week or whatever. Like they have various different NES teachers that teach at the high school. Now that may change. They may go to more like the academy for the army. They do contract. So you know whether it doesn't matter the amount of hours. Okay, it's a full-time 10-month contract with the academy. But I think AFAPS does mostly uh, native English speakers that come, whenever. Like nobody's on contract. They pay 1,000 baht an hour, whatever, $30 an hour, and you whatever hours you work, kind of thing. I think so. That's the list, and you can look all of these up. Uh, it doesn't hurt to send an email. They will have somebody in their English department that is fluent in English to the degree of it's definitely fluent in reading and understanding. So reading comprehension is not a problem. The speaking and listening skills are where you're going to struggle when you communicate with other Thai nationals that are in the department. Just remember you're speaking to a non-native, so you have to talk slow. You have to be clear with your pronunciation, just like if someone was speaking Thai to you and you could understand some Thai, like you're pretty decent, pretty decent vocabulary. But if they just speak like a native Thai, you're going to miss most of the words, right? So just remember when you're speaking, if you actually speak to someone on the phone or whatever, speak very slowly. Try to, whether you're from Canada or New York or Texas or Alabama, right? Doesn't matter. Just speak slow. So that's the best I can do for you on that. All right. There you go. There you go. Anon, ha ha ha. Just jumped on. Heard you say that Thailand college degree requirements wasn't an absolute. First time I've heard anyone say it. Well, yeah, yeah, and PBJ. I like that PBJ, peanut butter and jelly, one of my favorites, all time snacks. Now you're going to read comments on the playback of this live stream, right? When it gets embedded on my channel, you're going to read comments, people telling you TTT is going to get you deported, thrown into jail. Okay, just trust me. I'm speaking from my experience. Okay, the Ministry of Labor is a separate entity from the IB, the Immigration Bureau. Okay, the ministry, most countries, if you get a work permit, it's done by the immigration department. It's all done by one government entity. In Thailand, it's completely separate. So the Ministry of Labor application is done by the school. You provide your photocopies of your passport and whatever relevant information. If you have a degree, you need to have your degree certified by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Bangkok. So, any educational documents, even if it's a high school diploma, it's a good idea to stop by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Bangkok and get your any of your documents from your home country certified. It'll just be stamped by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and they're going to make sure that it's you and that your diploma or your degree is legit. Even your TEFL certification, if you get it outside of Thailand, any educational document of proof that you have that comes from outside of Thailand, go to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Bangkok and get it certified. Okay, you only need one original certified, and you can make photocopies. You keep the originals. You make photocopies, right? Now, when you go to the Ministry of Labor to apply for a work permit, you will have the school with you. You don't go alone. Okay, so you go there. They have to show the employment contract because you're applying for a work permit. So the school does 99% of the work for you. And if, now, don't shoot the messenger, okay? If and only if you are native English speaker, subject to ministerial regulations. So, yes, the law does say you need a bachelor's degree in any field to get a work permit and thereby get a visa through the IB, a B visa connected to the work permit, right? So all of this is done, they coordinate with each other, but the people that get removed and deported for teaching illegally, which means teaching without a work permit, okay, which had been going on for years and probably still goes on, and to each their own. I say Thailand needs more native English speakers to teach English here. So I'm not promoting working illegally, but at the same time, you know, a lot of these schools are poor and they don't know how to do the paperwork or whatever. I would highly recommend you don't do that. Never, ever, ever do anything illegal in the country. I'm just saying it happened for a long time and it may still happen. The problem mainly was the NNES teachers in the country. That even though they were getting a low salary, 20,000 baht per month, around 800, 900 US dollars, that to them was a really good salary compared to where they came from. And they were not native English speakers. And most of them could not get a work permit, right? Because they didn't have a master's degree in English and they're non native to English. So they were working without work permits. And yes, there's been a crackdown and all enforcement, but the law was the law. The law didn't change, right? The enforcement mechanism has been improved. Along with biometrics at the airports, you can't get into this country with a fake passport anymore. If you're illegal running drug rings, you know the story. People been doing crap forever all over the world, right? Fake passports. Really difficult to do anything illegally in the kingdom anymore. And of course, I always recommend don't do that. But okay, I'm the messenger, all right? You contact the school. Go to, let me just pull it up, make sure. I think it's Teaching Thailand, teachingthailand.com. Teaching Thailand. See what came up there? The very first one says teaching jobs in Thailand. Click on that. So it's www.teachingthailand.com. Go there. You can punch in the city. Get the light angle right. Right? Look at all this. See all those different lines? And you can search whatever city or province, and you can search NES. Okay. I cannot give advice to the non-native English speakers. There's a lot of wonderful, fantastic Filipina teachers here. Amazing. But they will never make the salary that a native English speaker will make. Okay. That's just how it works. So go there and send your resume to the school and tell them exactly, look, I got a high school diploma, I got a TEFL, I've got experience working with children, I was blah, 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 I have children, I have grandchildren, I'm 58 years old. Are you interested? If they say, yes, yes, we want you to apply. You get a tourist visa before you leave your country, right? Which is good for 90 days. It's an actual fixed label stuck. It's not a stamp. It's an actual labeled affixed to your passport tourist visa. It's actually a 60-day, but it can be extended once. So it will give you 90 days legal. And it come here. You already have that agreement with the school. You get with the school director of the English department. They accompany you, right? But be specific of what your background is. Do you have a degree or not? Do you not have a degree? Be honest with them. And a lot of exemptions exist if you're a native English speaker. Okay. So that law that says you must have a degree in any field can be can be different for a native English speaker. Now, if you, I mean, there's tons of jobs on that one website, tons, and you can search for every province in the kingdom. Okay, teachingthailand.com. Okay, go there. Talk directly to the school. I recommend you do not use any agencies that place teachers into jobs and then you get paid from the agency and you don't have a direct contract with the school. I recommend you don't do that. Not that I have any personal firsthand experience. I'm just saying I've heard bad stories about that. And why? Because you'll look on that one website. Literally, school started in May. Well, not this year because of the, but schools are beginning to open now. And there was 20,000, I think, English teachers outside of Thailand that couldn't get back in, that had legal work permits. And now they're being allowed back in under the new order, right, for reentry. So those teachers are coming back, but a lot of them are not going to come back based on what happened in their country and the economy. And so, and even if they all came back, there was a huge void for native English speaking teachers here in the country. So that's the story. I'm going to stick to it. I'll leave it to you to contact the schools directly. If you want to work for the RTA, email me your resume because we have plans at the CRMA, Royal Military Academy, to hire more native English speakers starting in 2021. Now, it's just a plan, so we don't know. But send me a CV if you're interested in teaching English Royal Thai Army. You will be a professor. That's considered in Thai language called a Ajan. Ajan. They actually kind of, there's an R in there, but you don't really say the R. So AJARN, Ajan. So a little bit of an R sound, Ajan. And if a teacher, a high school or lower, is called crew, crew, like a crew collar, crew cut, crew. So crew is teacher, high school and lower, university level, Ajan. Okay, so university level, you definitely need a degree. Uh, well, but I know someone, again, native English speakers can get by with associate's degrees, high school diplomas, certifications, background of experience, right? So that's it. Thank you for all that. Thailand vloggers, are you in the house? I'm way behind. Shit. Here we go. Let me back up. Do as I say, not as I do. You are not. You are riot, TT. Yeah. I'm retired U.S. Air Force E7, non-commissioned. I love it. I was non-commissioned, unknown myself, and I was E5 when I was discharged. Thailand Vloggers, ATT knows his stuff. Oh, thank you, Thailand Vloggers. Thailand Vloggers has got a Facebook page, guys. Uh, I haven't met the man, but he's helped me out a lot. Help the channel grow and get some exposure. So please go to Thailand Vloggers Facebook page. Search on Facebook for Thailand Vloggers and like that page. And I have found a lot of vloggers that I didn't know about in Thailand because the name Thailand Vloggers. So we only post up various vloggers, but there's Thai people that are very good vloggers that speak good English, that do interviews with other Thai people that can translate from Thai to English for their audience and really get a good idea of what Thai people think about Westerners, like the Thai perspective. There's so many good channels that I found on his page that I wasn't aware of. So I encourage you to go check that out at Thailand Vloggers Facebook. Bad Badgers in the house. Good morning from Phang Na. Phang Na. It's so hard to say that NG sound. Bad Badgers Excellent channel. He's got a lot of experience in Thailand. He's from the UK, correct? Sometimes I get the Aussies and the UK mixed up. Uh, he's got a lot of experience in scuba diving. He's got a lot of experience in Thai islands. He's got a lot more experience in Thailand than I do. Uh, believe he's on a retirement visa. He's built a home. He's got a beautiful, beautiful area that he lives in with rubber tree farms. His videos are just amazing. He also has a cooking segment, uh, genuine, authentic Thai food, where he's just the cameraman and actually have Kun Thai cooking. So go check out Bad Badger. Robert Mack, if you could post up Bad Badger if you haven't already. Robert Yates, Utapau, 6869. Thailand is forever in my heart. Oh, my God, man. Did you fly the B 2 bombers back then, Robert? Was you a part of the B 2 bomber cruise? But yeah, it's definitely a joint adventure with the Americans and the Thai. Also, the deep sea pier. Good morning. I'm live. I'm live. Good morning, baby. Can you get me one more cup of coffee? You want to say hello? Look who just woke up. Hello, good morning, everyone. Thank you. You sleep good? You thinking a lot about the business, everything, huh? Jai yin yin, huh? No hurry, right? Solo, solo. Okay. Nam Yim made an appearance. Definitely my better half. I've always known I was a flawed person, but after I married her, I realized the flaws that I forgot about add up to more than she's ever committed. Thailand vloggers, it's a requirement, but it can be waived and often is. That's correct. Uh, Subject to ministerial regulations. Remember that disclaimer, okay? And if you think I'm wrong about it, go to Integrity Legal, is a YouTube channel. Benjamin Hart is an American attorney that works out of Bangkok, and I can refer you to him for legal advice or whatever. He's not my attorney or anything, but he's a pretty good informational channel. Integrity Legal in Bangkok. Benjamin Hart, American attorney. Uh, I think he has some videos up about ministerial regulation and that disclaimer. So think about that. What does that mean? Ministerial regulation. So you have all these ministries, right? Ministry of Health, Ministry of Labor. The IB is the Immigration Bureau, but it is a ministry because it's run by the Royal Thai Police, the Immigration Police. Then you have the Tourist Police. So they're kind of all like basically government ministries, right? Ministry of Foreign Affairs, all these different. So subject to ministerial regulation. You think about it. What does that mean? That means they write a law. This is the law and is subject to ministerial regulation. So if the ministry has a new regulation, you're not going to find it at thailaw.com. You're going to Google and you're going to say, TTT, you're lying. You're giving out bad information. You're going to get people thrown in jail. Okay. If you have a work permit furnished by the Ministry of Labor in conjunction with the employer, which would be a school, in this case, we're talking about teaching, and that work permit is issued and granted along with the IB and your visa status, right? If you have that, I don't care if you had a degree or whatever it took you to get that status. You are legal. You will be forever legal. Nobody's going to deport you. Nobody's coming to your house. The people that get deported and fined and jailed for working illegally in Thailand, not just teachers, but working in Thailand without a work permit issued by the Ministry of Labor. Those people are not what we're discussing here. Okay. We're discussing native English speakers that want to teach English in Thailand. And all of the naysayers and the so called experts of Thailand are telling everyone, oh, don't go to Thailand because you're going to have to work under the radar. You're going to work illegal. You're going to get deported. Okay. I'm just saying, from my experience, and I know a lot of native English speaking teachers in Thailand, and I'm not going to name names, but I know that there's exemptions for native English speakers, their educational requirements. The Ministry of Labor, who issues the legal work permit that you need, that you never have to worry about all that nonsense saying you're going to get deported. You're working legally as a teacher. The contract has to be provided to the Labor Department, Ministry of Labor, before you can get to work. So you are working legally, and they defer to the school's requirements for your educational background if you are a native English speaker. Now, if you're non native, I've never heard of an exemption. You're going to have a bachelor's degree and preferably a master's degree in English because you grew up speaking another language. You didn't start speaking English at 3 years old, go all the way through high school, and have an outstanding vocabulary and even excellent credits in your English course, which you can have a record of your high school diploma. And then you add in a TEFL certificate, and you're telling me that person with a high school diploma from the United States, Canada, Australia, UK, native English speaking high school graduate with a TEFL certification is not more qualified than someone who never spoke English their whole life, didn't even speak English at university. I think you got the picture, right? That's why there's exemptions, subject to ministerial regulations. Ask an attorney. I didn't make that up. That is a line, a disclaimer on many, many different Thai law. All right. Thailand vloggers, thank you for that. Waivers, good. Waiver, exemption, deferment. Ministry of Labor looks at the uh, director of the English department or the clerk, whoever they sent with you. You don't go to the Ministry of Labor by yourself. You go with the school. Okay. The school has a big pile of papers and you have like 2 or 3 copies of stuff. That's all you provide. So you go with them. The Ministry of Labor looks at the school and says, "You okay, Mai? Okay with you with the degree, right?" Now, again, go to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and have all of your educational documents certified by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. They're going to want that. You have to do that, right? But if you get a TEFL certificate in Thailand, like I did, right? My my TEFL came from Thailand. You don't certify anything that was created in Thailand. If you got an online associate's degree and you were in Thailand and you were doing it through a university in Bangkok, or you went part time and got a degree in Thailand. Thailand documents you don't take to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Foreign Affairs, right? You're talking about an independent document that can be verified within Thailand. They don't need you to get verified through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So just do that, man. Put your resume together. And as far as the age, people sometimes find it difficult to get a job. But now, again, if you have a retirement visa, which is a non O or a non OA, you came to Thailand to retire, you extended your visa based on retirement, it's going to be stamped prohibited from employment. So don't even try if you're on a retirement visa. You're not going to get anywhere, okay? But you can change a visa from a retirement. Let's say you get married or you adopt a child, you can go to a non O family visa. And then you're allowed to work. That exemption from employment or prohib- pro- prohibition from employment goes away. Okay. So you have to have the right visa status when you arrive at the Ministry of Labor to get the work permit, right? And it's a separate entity from the IB, the Immigration Bureau. But when you go back to the IB to extend your visa every year, you have to show that you have the work permit, that you have the document from the Ministry of Labor, because your visa, if you change to a B visa, B for business, is tied to your employment. So, but like when I extend my visa every year, my marriage visa, non O family, I don't have to provide my work permit or anything. Why would I give the IB, the Immigration Bureau, information that's not related to my visa status, right? So I only deal with the Ministry of Labor for the employment contract and the work permit. If I want to provide the IB a copy of my work permit, I can do that, but it has nothing to do with my family visa, the requirements that I have to meet. to extend my visa. So even if you arrive with a tourist visa, if you come here on what we call an exempt, visa exempt, which just means you just arrived with your passport, not every nationality can do it, but most can. And I know Americans can pretty much travel the world with only their passport, and they don't have to get pre visas before they arrive. You arrive, you get a free stamp for 30 days in the country, right? You're just exempt. You don't have a visa, you have an exemption. You cannot get a job and do everything you want to do because you don't have a visa. If you get the tourist visa before you come, which is affixed into your passport, uh, then you don't have to leave the country again. You can do it in Thailand. And if you come with no visa and you get that exemption stamp, and then you find a job, then what you have to do is you have to leave Thailand and go to a Thai embassy. And they're changing where it's getting strict. You're basically going to have to do it from your home country. So you would go back to your home country, go to the embassy or consulate with a copy of the employment contract, the employer that you found, and everything. You're like, look, I need to do a change. I need to apply for a B visa. You have to get the visa outside of Thailand. But if you have the tourist visa when you arrive, it can be changed. It's called a change status. So you wouldn't have to leave the country again. So the tourist visa is going to give you 90 days in the country. It's going to be good for 60 days when you arrive. And you can extend it for 30. So that a total of 90 days. So you're going to get 3 months. It's going to cost you about $60. But when you arrive, instead of having these stamps that we get when we travel, right? All these different kind of stamps, you won't have a stamp. You will have an affixed visa in your passport. I'll show you my original one that goes back to February 2016. This is my visa. See how that's laminate, well, it's not laminated, but it's very good glue, right? It's a fixed, it takes up one page. So you'll get this, and mine's a non-O family, but yours will say tourist visa, right? It'll have the expiration date and everything on there, right? So you get that tourist visa, and then you just go to the immigration bureau and like, look, I found a job and I'm going to stay in Thailand now, and you apply for change status. So the next one you get would be another affixed label would be a non-B, because you have an employer and you've already been to the Ministry of Labor and you're going to go to work, right? So they're going to change you to non-B, and that can be renewed every year. And there's no financial requirement for a non-B. Like for retirement and marriage visa, like I have to show money in a Thai bank. I have to have a lot of proof that I can sustain myself, XYZ. Well, a non-B, your visa is based on your employment contract. So why would they require you to show a pension or some income? You're working, you're right. The contract shows how much you're being paid and the extent of the contract, right? So if you're serious, arrive with a visa already affixed in your passport, and then you can change it. But when things open up, if you come for 30 days just on vacation and you make some contacts at teachingthailand.com, teachingthailand.com, you can communicate directly with schools. Now, there are agencies that place ads on that website too, where you'd be working through the agency. And again, I don't recommend that. Not from firsthand experience at all. And I'm not saying there aren't good English teacher placement agencies. There's probably some really good ones. But the only reason I don't recommend it is because I do have secondhand information from people that started teaching English in Thailand that way. And they all went to direct employment contract with the school. You don't need an agency. You don't need that. It is okay. Earn a gold glow in the Philippines who teach English and said be careful of getting a group TEFL course. A lot of places are. I've never even heard of the group TEFLs, but each TEFL certificate should be individually certified diploma in your name. And if you get it in Thailand, then you don't have to get it certified by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs because it's an internal document. all educational documents that are done in Thailand don't have to be stamped or anything. They can verify that. All right, yeah, okay. Yeah, we already did all that. I appreciate you guys not chatting too much while I'm rambling about the teaching thing. But we got the questions, and we needed to get at least some kind of separate fact from fiction because there's so much negative. You're gonna go to jail. You can't work. Blah blah blah. No, don't work without a work permit in Thailand. Don't do that at all. Okay, but can you get a work permit with less requirements than what a lot of people can if you're native English speaker and you want to teach English? Yes, you can. Robert Mack, yeah, great. Chuttarad, Chuttarad Byron. I messed up. Just subscribe. Very interesting topic. I saw you with Forna Joe. Thank you, Chuttarad. Chuttarad. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, and I know I butchered your last name. Thank you very much. Forna Joe's an amazing man. Ah, Yinridi Sao. Good morning, my husband. Gregory Rice at the village from, not sure. Ha ha ha. I lived in Texas for about 6 years. All right, a fellow Texan. Not that I'm a Texan, but I love Texas people and got a lot of family there. Gregory Rice, thanks for the Joe gift. Yeah, and Bad Badger and Robert Mack, you can post up any channels, any channels. If anybody wants to know a link to channels that we all follow here in Thailand, just ask the mods and they'll put up a link for you to anybody that we all love and follow. Many agencies take a percentage of your salary. That's correct, Thailand vloggers. And like I say, I don't have first experience, but I haven't gotten good feedback. And I don't know that many people. I know far more people that just dealt directly with the director of the foreign language department at the school. Why not, right? Why wouldn't you just deal with that person? And when you send an email to those ads at teachingthailand.com, and I get nothing from that website or anything, guys, it just, uh, yeah, but once you get here and you get to know expats that have had a lot of experience teaching, they can recommend schools to you too. So you don't have to have all of your ducks in a row. Get the tourist visa from a Thai embassy or consulate in your home country before you arrive. If you have interest, everything else will take care of itself. Don't worry about tomorrow. When you come to Thailand, worry about today. Everything will take care of itself. You have all these expectations that everything's going to click like it does back in your home country. You're not going to enjoy it. Just come with the tourist visa. You got 90 days. You have to pay for the last 30 days. It's going to cost you about $60, maybe more than that in your home country. I don't know. But here, $60 for 1,900 baht, right, to get a visa like that. I think it's the same at most Thai embassies. You can go to thaiembassy.com, right? Go to the Thai embassy website. Don't take my word for anything specifically, but do that, get the tourist visa. Then after you're here, before 60 days expires, you apply at any immigration office for an additional 30. So you're going to get a guaranteed 90 days. And I think all Bad Badger and all of these guys that have a lot more experience in Thailand would definitely recommend that before you decide to live here, move here, work here, come spend 90 days, right? Come spend 90 days. And but you can change that visa. You don't have to leave the country again if you have that visa. I've done it firsthand, okay? Firsthand. I've done it. I've assisted people that were here on a tourist visa and I found them a teaching job and we got them changed from their tourist visa to the B visa with the employment contract and the work permit. I've done it. So I know it's a fact. You can do that. Simon and Siam, good night. TTT, stay safe, everyone. 118 here in the UK. Yeah, not prime time in the UK. Thank you for coming along. Need some sleep. Let's hope we can all go to the LOS soon. Thank you, Simon and Siam. Gregory Rice. I hope so too at Robert Mack. There we go. Bad Badger. Thank you for that link. UK. Yep. Early. Sleep well. Okay. Yeah. Thanks. Thanks for tuning in. or late low. All right. So yeah, we still got 43 in the house. I hope that that finishes up any uh, fictitious. It's almost like some people have a mission to keep native English speakers out of here. Oh, don't come. You're going to go to jail. You can't get a work permit. I mean, it's just all over the place. So, uh, look, if I'm wrong or mistaken, then you do your homework before you arrive. You've already contacted a school. You've already told them exactly what you have and what you don't have. So even if I'm wrong, you're going to find out for sure through the school. They're going to say, oh, well, yeah, if you come on a tourist visa and you have XYZ, get your documents verified by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, come for an interview, right? They're going to tell you whether you can proceed or whether you can't. So just take my word for it. There's exemptions when it comes to native English speakers for educational background. At Bad Badger retired in Thailand. If you don't mind me asking, we're down south. I've spent some time down in Nakhon Si Tamarat and Phuket and entertaining the idea of moving to Krabi. A Bad Badger can really help with a lot of stuff, guys. Say way more experience than I do. Really encourage you to go to Bad Badger, retired in Thailand, YouTube channel. Subscribe. Why not? Right? If you want to know about islands, you want to know details like Gregory just asked. I can't answer them like Bad Badger can. I mean, if you like the content here at TTT, I guarantee you, you will like and get a lot more information about this amazing country from Bad Badger than you can get from me. And he's a very good gentleman as well. You will enjoy. Troy, Beatty, good morning. Good morning, sir. Yes, it's 7:23 in the AM hour here in Pala, Bonchong, Rayong. I hope all of you might have had a chance to catch my last vlog, which was kind of a surprise ending. My wife has officially opened up what's the not open yet. My wife has officially rented a building and is planning to open a family restaurant slash bar. We will have a bar and we will have the top 10 cocktails in the world, but we will be a family atmosphere. The it's called open mic testing. Open mic at Pala. And Pala is just PHA. So the H is silent. PHA. So don't, when you see PH in Thailand, like Fifi Island, don't pronounce it like a F. It's just a P. The H is silent. Pretty much all H's are silent in Thai language. Almost all are silent. They definitely don't have a blended consonant sound with an H, like a TH, like this and that, right? Don't have that blended consonant. So most of the H's you see, like PP Island, very famous. The movie The Beach with Leonardo DiCaprio, PP Island, spelled PHI. It's just PP. There's no H, right? So yeah, lost my train of thought. Smoking one more cigarette. Sorry, apologize. It's a bad habit that I'm fixing to try to break. But yeah, good morning, Troy. I appreciate you. And I've seen your comments on my vlogs, and I thank you for your encouragement. And I also want to thank all of the wonderful subscribers. Uh, I really appreciate feedback, positive or negative, critique of the channel and the vlogs. I'm still learning. I've always loved photography and I've always been ignorant to how to do any of it. So I'm getting an education and I appreciate the feedback, but I do appreciate critique when you say, "Hey, teacher, your microphone sucks," or like your lighting's all jacked up, whatever it is, even on a vlog or whatever. I do appreciate that. Good audio today. Thank you. Yeah, I already had the separate external sound driver for this headset. This is about $100 headset. It's not a gaming headset. I had to order it here in Thailand. It's the one I actually use to do online teaching. and the built-in audio driver settings on the computer uh, also recognize this. It's already been downloaded in. So thank you, Thailand vloggers. Oh my God, looky here. Oh, daughter. You guys see that name? April South with no profile photo on her Google account. That is my daddy's girl right here. Let's see, April. April's in the house. This one right here is April. Right there. That's daddy's girl. There's my four daughters. And April just arrived. And that's your beloved host back when he had a little goatee going on. Still follically challenged on top, of course. This is my firstborn daughter. Her name is Amanda. We call her Manna. So she's my firstborn biological. This is my number one daughter. She's actually not my biological daughter, but I call her number one because she was the first one to make me a father. Her name is Andree, spelt like Andre the Giant, but pronounced Andree. Manna. April's in the house, and Daddy's baby Wise, is Alicia. So all A's. Andree, Amanda, April, Alicia. Thank you for coming, daughter. I love and miss you more. Ugh. Big hugs. Big hugs. We need to have a video call soon, huh, daughter? It's been a while. Daddy's been on holiday out in South Thailand. Got back, and your Thai mother Yin has had these plans. So now we're a little bit busy, but I'm so glad you came in, daughter. Love you. Like your headset. Sounds great. Okay. Thank you, Robert Mack. I appreciate that. Troy Beatty closed down the schools and quarantined two malls as a soldier from Egypt tested positive in Rayong City. That's correct, sir. We kind of took a step back. It's not affecting us here in Ban Chong directly because he did fly into Utapao Airport, which is in Ban Chong. But if any of you ever been to that airport, it's out in a very rural area. There's no like city right around it, right? You fly in off the ocean when you land at Utapao, so it has its own beach like the airport. So he came in there, and they have traced all of his stops now. And unfortunately, it was a step back because we'd been a long, long time. Like I don't know how many days. If you might ask Bad Badger. Some of these guys follow the news headlines in Thailand more than I do. James Abroad is another very good channel. He's up in North Thailand, and he posts up like. But we've been, I think, 45 days or even longer with no new virus. And then we had this Egypt soldier. That's correct, Troy. We talked a little bit about that earlier. Height. Wait a minute. Height Killbilly 531. Hi, Killbilly. New to your vlog, was watching the fourth at Joe's. Thank you for coming along. Height Killbilly. I like that. 531. Thank you. And it was my honor to meet Joe. Joe is an incredible guy with a very long background in service. This is Jess. Good evening. Good evening to you, Jess. It's morning here in the Kingdom of Thailand, but good evening to you. Thank you for coming along. High tech hillbilly. Oh, okay. See, I'm dyslexic as hell. Thank you for that. High tech. Gotcha. High tech hillbilly. Sweet. Where you from, hillbilly? What hills are we talking about? I'm from them there Ozark hills, Ozarks of Missouri, Arkansas, Oklahoma. James Abroad, thank you for posting up James Abroad. Guys, if you haven't checked out James Abroad, he's a younger guy, has a lot of experience in Thailand. He speaks very good Thai. He also gives free lessons almost in every vlog of some Thai language skills. And he does follow the news. Like he'll have a segment in his vlogs where he updates you on the news. And I'm sure he's going to be all over this Egyptian soldier story. I think it's a setback for Rayong City for sure. Uh, I haven't followed all the details, so there's probably people that know more about it than I do. I'm not going to Google it or anything, but yeah, it kind of sucks. But as far as I know, and I talked to quite a few people last night. I talked to the commissioned officers. We have a lot of Navy guys here. Uh, Thai people in the Navy that serve out at the active duty base here at Satahip. So we have a lot of Navy guys that have lived here for 30 years or more. And I talked to a few of them last night, and they were unaware of anyone in Banchang that was in Rayong City that had come into contact with him, or anybody that he contacted at the Utapao airport here in Banchang that that brought any additional contamination to Banchang City itself in the western district of Rayong Province. We say we're actually closer to Pattaya City as far as time of driving now than we are to Rayong City because we have a brand new motorway that just opened up, has an exit right here at Banchang, which is called the Utapao Airport exit, is right here in Banchang. So that's our exit now, and we can be in Pattaya City in 25 minutes. So a lot of Banchang people go to Pattaya now for big city shopping or whatever specialty items. But we have a lot here in Banchang. Many of us don't even get out. Why go out if you don't, unless it's something specific you need? But as far as I know, it hasn't affected Banchang, but it is going to be a setback. And, the emergency orders are still in place. There's no need for additional action by the government. The orders are still in place for a fact till July 31st, which is not too far away. So, because that still remains in effect, all the governors of each province, right, have broad ranging authority to do whatever they need to do. And so thank God that they have been doing the check-in stations. So tracing is going to be very good, I think. So Thailand's done a wonderful job during this whole thing. I actually extended my visa this year, got my 2021 stamp during the pandemic because my visa expires in May. So I always do my application in April every year. I actually did my application during the Thai New Year because there was no Thai New Year this year. Songkran Festival, biggest holiday festival, like goes on for a whole week here in Thailand, was canceled this year, and the immigration offices were outstanding with their outside queues and how they handled the whole situation. Never in our lifetimes in modern history has anybody dealt with a global situation like that. So kudos to Thailand and to their immigration bureau. Kudos to the Royal Thai Police. Kudos to the Thai government. Everyone has really done a very effective job. Those of you that don't know, you can Google Johns Hopkins Hospital in the United States, and Johns Hopkins put out a list of, I think, the top 10 countries in the world that were prepared to handle a health epidemic of some kind. And Thailand ranks number one in Asia, and number 4 or 5 on the entire world list for the infrastructure, the Ministry of Health, the entire governmental hospital, government hospital, and private hospital sector is rated number one in all of Asia by Johns Hopkins for handling a health epidemic. So yeah, they've done a great job. Thank God. Okay. It's okay. No one ever gets it right. Florida now, low, no hills. Beautiful country in Florida. No hills, lots of coastline, lots of swamp, right? Tech hillbilly. I like that. This is Jess. Good evening, Robert. How's the work? Getting on work on getting to the end. Yeah, Robert Mack. What's the status, buddy? This is Jess. I talked to Thai Embassy today. No go. No go. Thanks, Robert Mack. Please keep us all updated. Anybody that wants specifics, a real time application to enter Thailand, talk to Robert Mack. Go to Robert Mack in Asia's YouTube channel. Subscribe. Why not? It's free. Click the bell. And Robert's been putting out some excellent vlogs from the United States. But I believe his home base is out of Vietnam. He spent a lot of time in Thailand as well. But yeah, go to Robert Mack. You want direct, real time information. I'm sure he'd be happy to update you on the process that he's going through to re-enter the Kingdom of Thailand. TQ Hillbilly in Florida is a swamp Billy now. That's right. That's right. Well, now raised in the Appalachians. Am I saying it wrong? The Appalachian Mountains. Appalachians in New Jersey and lived in Tennessee. Yeah. Appalachians, yeah. That goes all the way down into Florida too, though, right? Like the Apalachicola Bay or whatever. Like, yeah, I don't have much experience. I've been to Virginia. I've been through the Appalachian chain mountains. I've been through North Carolina. Been in the area, but I don't have experience. But I hear it's a lot like the Ozarks: giant oak trees, maple trees, big cottonwood trees in the river bottoms, a lot of hardwood, walnut, pecans, all that. That's what we have in the Ozarks of Missouri. The Ozarks of Missouri is the walnut capital of the world. Lots of huge walnut trees and beautiful handmade walnut furniture too, by the way, I might add, as well as oaks and just beautiful, beautiful timber for all four seasons. You definitely get all four seasons in the Ozarks. You can turn to an ice skating rink real fast. Greg Rice, I live in Chattanooga area for about 12 years. Chattanooga, great. Love everyone just dropping like where you're from and stuff. When you introduce or come into the live stream today, we got 42 watching, and get this, 42 currently because everybody's got busy lives, and we just heard we're 1, 2 in the morning in the UK now, so I'm not sure what time it is in Australia, but uh, anyway, people come and go. Everybody's busy. But we got 56 thumbs up. 41 in the house now is what I'm seeing. 56 thumbs ups. Wow. Thanks, guys. I love Songkran. Yeah. You say Happy New Year in Thailand. You say Sawadi Bi Mai. Okay. Sawadi is like hello. Sawadi Krap for a man. Krap is the polite particle for a lady. Sawadi ka for a lady. But if you want to say Happy New Year, it's just Sawadi Bi Mai. B means year. So have a good year. No, right? Sawadi Bi Mai Songkran. It's amazing. Love it. I love the temple ceremonies most of all. I mean, the water parties are great too, but the temple ceremonies are really very solemn occasion. Welcome from Australia, Dean Elliott. You from Australia? Thank you for joining us. I love my Aussies. I have some really good Aussie friends here. I got to say that I have Australian, European, Scandinavian friends from all over the world that I never had in America. In America, we're such a big continent. We do meet foreigners traveling from all over the world, but hard to have real relationships. And here, since I've lived in Thailand for 5 years, I have a lot more knowledge about Scandinavia and the UK and Ireland and Scotland and Europe, and a lot of expats from Germany here, all of which are connected by English, right? I know it's their second language, but most of the Europeans speak three or four languages. I got a joke for you, real quick. Okay, here's a question. What do you call someone who can speak two languages? What do you call them? Two languages. Redoing my kitchen. There's always a good side. This is Jess. Always a good side. Yeah. We mourn. We mourn. None of us have ever been through this. No one alive today has ever experienced what we've been through, and we need to come out on the other side well educated and more appreciative of our freedoms and our simple everyday life. Being able to go to the beach that's not closed, being able to spend your money at a local restaurant, support businesses, and just get a lot of recovery. So we're coming to the other side. We're going to have some setbacks. Everybody knows it's not going to be completely over yet, but we are on the other side. And I think it's important that we all come out of it very humble and well educated, well educated as to what we went through. And some people struggled more than most. And of course, We will forever remember the lives lost and the families that suffered the most. But we should all be grateful for wherever we live. And I don't criticize any country or government's response because no one had any experience with something like this highly contagious virus. And I don't blame anyone, and I don't want to talk about any politics on the matter. Of course, that's the rules. But I do give a lot of credit to the Thai government for how they handled it. I think all of Asia pretty much did a good job. Uh, you have large countries like America have 340 million people, and it's the most visited country in the world. We have 40,000 Chinese citizens that visit America, I think, weekly, something like that, normally. So, a lot of traffic coming in and out from all over the world. New York City got hit the hardest, of course, being the hub of international travel with the United Nations and the World Trade. So let's all be optimistic and not relive what happened, but speak to our education and what we've learned. And I think unity is very much needed. And I know the people that have been to Thailand wish they could get back, or have never been to Thailand and want to come. When they watch a vlogger, they don't want to hear about all that. Okay, there's no need. Everybody has a unique situation. Every country is unique in their own way. So let's just talk about what we've learned. That's it. Bilingual. Okay, okay. What do you call a person that speaks three languages? Good answer. Hillbilly, were you the first one on that? Bilingual. Hello from Pismo Beach, California. Bam! Thank you so much for coming. Looking forward to getting back ASAP. Walking in my shoes. I hope that you can literally do that until you get here. Walk in my shoes as you follow TTT around on some of these video vlogs. I appreciate you joining the live stream. The purpose for the channel and the reason is to bring amazing Thailand to you, the viewer, and more especially the subscriber. I do have about 48% viewers in my analytics of the channel that have not yet subscribed. So you can see my moderators are in the house. I got Bad Badger and Robert Mack, and they will occasionally post up a link to my channel. But you can subscribe anywhere under any video. So I really appreciate that. Uh, we also need to get my viewer hours up a little bit. I've got about 700 more view hours. And once we get there, we will turn on that money emblem. And I've told people before, and I stick to it, I have no desire to earn any money from the YouTube channel. I'm going to connect it to another cause, and I will be transparent about that when it happens. But there's no rush on any of that. And when you do get the opportunity, as soon as I get those additional 700 hours and I turn on that monetization, then the YouTube algorithms kick in. And instead of getting 1,000, 2,000 views on a vlog, I could get 20,000 on the same blog just because I turned the switch on. So I'm in no hurry to monetize. As for beneficial actual money from AdSense, the people that place the ads on the YouTube, I'm not in a hurry at all. I don't want anyone to send donations. I don't want anything like that yet. But as the channel does get the algorithms soon, after we get 700 more view hours, guys, that's all we need here at TTT. 700 more hours. I'm going to turn that on. The algorithms will kick in. So people that are doing YouTube searches about Thailand information will start to see my channel quite a bit more. The channel was created for you, the subscriber. It's a hobby for me completely. I can drop the channel any day, but I do not want to do that. I really enjoy learning photography and trying to bring something of good substance to you. But if you're a viewer and not a subscriber, please join us and join Robert Mack in Asia. Join Bad Badger, retired in Thailand. Join Foreigner Joe, living in Thailand. Join Thai Girl Gift. Join Lily's Expat Life. Join James Abroad. Join Chuck and Paige, No Time to Be Said. Get information from people you can trust before you come to Thailand. If you've already been here, then you already know how it works here, and you know how to enjoy yourself, and you know how to stay legal. That's the main thing. Don't break a law here. Stay in the good graces of the immigration and whatever you need to do. That's all you have to do. And people live the most stress-free lifestyle they've ever had. I've talked to people that are in their 70s that didn't come here until just a few years ago, and they can't believe just how they had let go of all their cultural, political environment that they were living in daily back home, and they just let go of it all. They don't follow the news anymore, and they're just living like every day's a Saturday here in Thailand. So I appreciate everyone. Subscribe. Why not? Subscribe. Why not to all of these great people? Like I say, Bad Badger has way more experience in Thailand than I do. You want to know about islands? You don't want to know about clear water? You want to know about scuba diving lessons? Become certified in scuba diving? Go to Bad Badger and subscribe. Okay. You want to know more details about Vietnam, expat life in Vietnam? Go to Robert Mack in Asia and subscribe and send them messages. Let's support the vloggers we like. I'm a consumer too. Okay. It's so important, guys. There's YouTube algorithms that really help small channels once they get past the monetization goal, which is 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 view hours, public view hours. Okay. If I watch my own stuff, there's no credit for that. So we're almost there. Thank you very much to all of the subscribers, and even thank you to the viewers, because your public views are much needed too. So once I get past that obstacle, hopefully the channel will get more visibility and promotion via YouTube itself because of the AdSense and the revenue that YouTube can generate. So I appreciate all of you, and there will be a goal for any monetization earnings. Uh, the encumbrances and the warrants that are drawn off of any donations and stuff will be transparent, and we have ideas, but we're not there yet. We don't need to discuss it, but I do appreciate view hours and what you can do if you're a subscriber and you want to help get to that view hour on any of these. Bad Badger probably needs more hours. I'm not sure, especially the smaller channels that you like. When you go to sleep at night and you have your PC, go to their channel and click on one of their 3-hour live streams, or maybe in a playlist where it'll just continually play some of their stuff. Turn the volume down, right? And play their stuff. And so you're getting view hours from your Google account, right? So it's public view hours. That channel is getting those hours, and all that stuff adds up. You got 10 different devices watching TTT. That's all those hours are going. So same thing for Bad Badger. Especially the channels that are not monetized yet, that are still small. They need the 1,000 subs and they need the 4,000 hours, and then they can monetize. And I can't speak for everyone of what they do with their money. Some people make a living with their YouTube channel. They're very good and successful, and they have backgrounds in photography, and kudos to them. I say, hell yeah, man, do it. Travel the world, be a digital nomad. People, the audience wants to assist you, whether it's Super Chat, PayPal. I don't care what people do to earn a living. It's work to make videos and edit them and try to produce good content. So it is work, and I do it as a hobby. So I don't look at it as work at all. I look at it as an enjoyable hobby. But some people are making good incomes, and they do far more editing than I do. I'm not that great on editing. I just kind of splice stuff together for you. But people add in effects and do AOS, where you can see their screen recorded and scroll through headlines and read with you. And this channel is probably just going to kind of keep doing what it's been doing and not get all complicated on editing. Uh, and just focus on content and video and audio quality if I can get that down. But it's a lot of work. So the channels that you like that are still small and are not monetized, I encourage you to just play that stuff on your devices. When you just walk away from your phone, turn your volume down and let their stuff play. 10:45 in Melbourne. Well, yeah. So you're exactly 3 hours ahead of us. It's 7:45, 7:50 now. Appreciate that, Dean. This is just currently 7:44 p.m. here in the center of the states. That is my time zone, sir, Central Time Zone. We are exactly 12 hours apart. So when you take Central Standard Time, CST in America, Just your AM is our PM and vice versa, right? Until you spring forward an hour and then it gets 13 hours and I get all screwed up. But pretty easy. All of my daughters are in Central Standard Time along with my 11 grandchildren. I don't, any of you that haven't seen my four daughters yet, there's my four beautiful daughters and I. And I do have one photo of some grandchildren, but I don't have updated. This is back when I had one, two, three, four, five, six grandchildren. I had six grandchildren, and now I have 11. Well, here's me and six of my grandchildren. Right. So I wanted to show you a little bit of that. My bad for not having. I have a lot of more photos from my most recent trip to America in 2019, pre-pandemic. Uh, and I've got those saved. I just need to get to a Photoshop and print out some more updated stuff. So that's my daughters, all four, and six of my 11 grandchildren. So I wanted to show you that. I never have given you an insight into any faces of my family back home. And this is me in Fort Jackson, South Carolina in the summer of 1982. I was only 17 with my new M16. My mama had to sign the papers for me to join. I was prepared to go to war and fight for what my country stands for. Back in the summer of 1982. Okay. This just, yeah. I'm a subscriber and have seen you on Joe and Kip pages, CB Media, etc. Great to be here. Thank you, walking in my shoes. I appreciate that. Say the Harley stuff. You have a 2012 Ultra Classic? Sweet, sweet hillbilly. Sweet. I've only owned one Harley in my life. It was a 1983 Sportster 1200 Evo. I believe it was the first year of the Evo in 1983. I bought it secondhand. It had rod noise. Engine wasn't that great at the time, so I hired a man that's an artist, and he built it and punched it out. And when the stock 1200 Sportster frame whew, was finished, excuse me, guys, coffee. When it was finished, it was like 1450 cc's after he punched it out and put the oversized pistons and everything, right? And it was still the original frame. And I had the little peanut tank, the little 2 gallon or whatever it is, not very big, old school round headlight, no windshield, no cages, old school, uh, all black, and ghost flames on the peanut tank. Everything else was all black, blacked out completely. Valve covers, everything. And I hit a deer in Branson, Missouri at 55 miles an hour, T-boned it, and the deer folded, literally folded around the Harley. And the old Sportster was still pushing that old deer down the road when I was in the air looking at it. Going, oh my God, how am I going to land? So yeah, the deer and the bike were both totaled instantly. Killed the deer instantly. Basically, literally cut her in half. Is a big old doe, probably 100 kilogram doe, like a full grown mama. Boom, and I was lucky to survive. And that was my last Harley ride. And now I have the cow, first cow I've ever had, Kawasaki Vulcan 900. But I've had a few biker down incidents here in Thailand too. Not on a big bike, but I've been down a couple times on the little scooters here, hitting soy dogs and shit like that. So I always wear a lid. Don't ever ride without a helmet, whoever you are, wherever you are. I do sometimes photos, right? And I'll be like just a little 3 minute ride around my house or something. So there are times where I don't put a lid on, but not if I'm actually going anywhere. around the neighborhood. It's like riding a dirt bike. You're just around your local area. Okay, I appreciate all you guys joining this morning on this unannounced, unplanned live stream. And the questions have guided the topic of discussion along the way. See the Harley Studio. Thailand, Gary Holiday, Thailand did a great job, but have to give more credit to Thai citizens for being so disciplined on rules. You are correct, sir. The culture here is all about respect from a young age. There's a different word for an older brother and an older sister than a younger one, right? It's called P. So when you say P, a lot of times you think their name is P something, but it's a word of respect because you're older. So you don't say my brothers and sisters in Thailand. If they're older, it's Chai, or whatever. Chai is man, peeing, woman. So yeah, it's all about respect here, and it does make a huge difference. I say the number one reason that I chose Thailand, because I came here, like I say, without any long-term plans, and I did decide to stay here, was the Thai people. That's the number one reason. Absolutely. The people have a huge impact on your enjoyment as a tourist. Tourism is one thing, everybody's going to be friendly, you're paying them money, right? Whatever. But when you're an expat here, then it's definitely yeah, ouch. Yeah. Uh, I went by ambulance to the hospital and got knocked out and had what they thought were seizures, but it turned out for some reason my blood sugar dropped to almost nothing, and so I was having like epileptic thing. And when I came to, they'd asked me if I'd ate, and I had eaten and everything. So, and I wasn't drunk or I was completely sober. So for some reason, the shock of it or something knocked my blood sugar off the map, and yeah, it was a real weird deal. Took me a while to recover from that biker down incident. It's a beautiful place to live compared to what you see around the planet. I'm glad that I live here. Very wise words, Bad Badger. I couldn't have said it better. I teach Army cadets, and my graduating class from last year uh, has already completed their special forces training. They're full blown Royal Thai Army Rangers, right? So they went beyond just regular jump school and infantry training and all that. They are special ops here in Thailand, and they travel a lot. They go to Hawaii a lot. They go to America. They go to Australia, of course, the UK. The biggest allies of Thailand military is the United States, UK, and Australia. Um, so they do train a lot together, and these cadets tell me that Thailand is unique in the world, and they know it. Like before, because they're Thai, most Thai citizens, like they want to see Europe, they want to see America, right? That to them, that's exotic. That's the place that everybody wants to see and live, right? Because there are great countries all over the world to live. So Thai people generally are like the rest of us. They want to go somewhere they've never been before. But Thai people that really have traveled, they even recognize how unique Thailand is. Like, I think they have a greater appreciation for the way their home country is compared to a lot of the multicultural melting pots in the world. Thailand is very unique in that it has a lot of protectionist laws to protect the citizens. You will never be Thai. No one here will ever have the rights that a Thai citizen has. It's just the way it's going to be. It's going to remain that way. They are very tolerant and open. Like I say, there's literally millions, I think around 7 million expat foreigners from all over the world that live in Thailand. So you can live here long term. You can be guaranteed your long stay visa. We do consider ourselves guest, like we're always a guest, unless you get a resident status, like a green card. That is attainable after a long period of time. You will never be a Thai citizen, and you just have respect. A lot of people consider it discrimination by the Thais because if you go to a national park or some paid entry admission into the kingdom, you pay more than Thai people do, and they immediately react. What, you couldn't get by with this in my country. You couldn't charge foreigners more than you charge the citizens, right? So immediately, again, our Western culture kicks in, and we're like, Thai people are discriminatory or racist against foreigners. I look at it the opposite way. We are still getting a major discount because nothing is expensive here in Thailand, and I get 30 to 1 from US dollar to Thai baht. I get 1 to 30, so I'm getting a hell of a deal. And so nothing's expensive, and the Thai people are getting a discount because they are citizens here. They're not foreign travelers, they're not tourists, they're not expats, they're citizens. So they get the discount. So if you look at it that way, then you forget about this whole discrimination, and Thailand needs to get multicultural, and Thailand needs to allow all these foreign investors to come in and buy up land and build whatever they want. And right, like most countries, you can just come in and buy, and you do whatever the hell you want. You have the same equal right as, say, an Australian. Maybe you Australians can attest to some of this, where other countries come in and bought up huge properties, have big universities, whatever. The land, everything, the real estate's owned by a foreign entity, and they have just as much right as an Australian citizen. Maybe they even have more tax breaks and stuff. I don't know. But I know in America we have a lot of that where they can actually buy the. Thailand is the size of Texas. Okay. Now, Texas is a big state and Thailand is a big country, but it's not that big. And shouldn't it remain Thai? Does anyone that live here, like Robert Mack, any of you guys have been here a long time, any of you want Thailand to become the multicultural melting pot of the rest of the world where we all have equal rights? And if you do anything wrong, it's discrimination. If you charge me more than a Thai citizen, it's discrimination. Let's hire lawyers. I don't think any of us want that. I think we want Thailand to remain as is. And we're happy they have protectionist laws. And we're happy when they enforce the rules on immigrations. And if you overstay your visa, you can't do it without knowing about it unless you're falling down drunk. So if you're overstaying your visa and you're trying to hang out here illegally and you get your butt booted and then you want to rag on Thai immigration and Thai law, you know, we don't have time for you in the expat community. We don't have time for those voices because all of the people that I follow and all of my friends, not just the YouTube world, but all of the expats that I hang out with, have had legal status in this country for 20, 30, 40 years. Okay, as lawyers, as business people, as executives, as teachers, as whatever, as investors, they just rent the property. You can rent a huge building from any kuntai owner. You rent it. You have a contract. It can't be violated, right? You're just renting. And you invest your money and you make a profit and you employ Thai people and you go by their law, then you have nothing to complain about. Yes, it's burdensome. It's burdensome to remain legal as an immigrant. You have required documents. And if you're missing a document or a document is incorrect, you will be rejected. It's on you. It's incumbent upon us to learn the rules and go by those rules. And you never hear complaints out of the people that are genuinely so grateful that they live one of the most stress-free lives, if not the most stress-free life and lifestyle, and love the people. The native people are so welcoming and friendly that they've ever had anywhere in the world. And these are people that have traveled to many, many countries in the world. I know chefs that are world renowned that have lived in Jamaica, lived in the Caribbean, lived Central South America, Europe, Italy, Spain. Okay. They come to Thailand 6 months out of the year and they stay all the winter, and then so they can choose anywhere they want in the world and they choose here. And they're always legal. There's no legal issues to long stay life here. And the complainers and the minority that have the loud voice that want to trash talk Thailand will never, ever, ever, ever be part of this channel because the first comment, my moderators know. And, You know what? Speaking of that, while I'm rambling on, we will not allow it. We don't discuss the insights of Thai politics, and we certainly are not going to be degrading to Thai people. So, Tom, you're a moderator. If you can help me out, my moderators know, these two rules. But I mean, if somebody brings up politics, it's not like they're banned from the channel. We just like, hey, we try not to discuss that here, right? That's it. We're not like harsh, but people that violate the rule of showing respect to the native people, their culture, their government, their way of life, and want to come to this channel and comment, they're they're James Dean. James Dean is the one that throws the hammer down. So if my moderators see something that's disrespectful or degrading to Thai people or Thai women, and I don't care where they work or what their profession is, they're Thai women, uh, you're going to be blocked and forever banned. So you can watch the channel, you can give us all the thumbs down and all that wonderful stuff, but you will never comment on one of my vlogs. My good subscribers and these people that have a optimistic attitude about life and travel and Asia and that want to come to Thailand, have been here before, they're never going to see your negative, degrading stuff. It's not going to happen here. And that, we talked about it before, and my live stream here last week or so, that we went over those rules. And I love Thai people, and I know that's a general statement because there's bad people everywhere in the world. Obviously, there's criminals, there's drugs, and there's stuff that happens. But I love Thai people. It's not a bumper sticker. It's a absolute truth, and you know you can talk about Thai current events and whatever you like or dislike this, or you wish they would do that. That's all fair game. I'm not talking about critiquing current events. I'm talking about degrading, disrespectful to Thai people, Thai women especially, and just overall bashing the Immigration Bureau and all that stuff because it's difficult for you to stay here. And, hey, it's not, this country is not created to accommodate foreigners, okay? This country, this kingdom that's existed as a recognized kingdom, their first capital almost 1,000 years ago, the original capital of Siam. It's in the north, and it's called, the people were called Lana people. The Lana kingdom is Sukhothai, right up here in the north. Okay, so that goes back about 1,000 years. That was just when the first capital was established. So the people go back way further than that, right? So, you know, if you think that somehow because they don't speak English, they're all stupid. I've run into a lot of foreigners that are that way. Oh, these people are stupid. Like nobody speaks English. Okay, if you want to do that, if that's your measure of 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 knowledge, how many languages do you speak? Oh, get back to the joke. Okay, did anybody answer? What do you call? Okay, so bilingual, you speak two languages. What is it if you speak three languages? What's the answer? What do you call a person who can speak three languages? Hello, TTT from the United States, Bobby. Thanks for joining. Thank you, Bobby. I love Thailand. I've been several times. Thank you, Bobby. Walk in my shoes. Is there a timeline yet to when they will accept travel from the? They are accepting travel, but you have to meet certain conditions. I would go to the Royal Thai Embassy website and contact the Thai embassy or consulate nearest your location. They are accepting people, but you have to meet certain requirements. Family, you have Thai family connection, you can definitely enter. If you have a valid work permit, say you were a teacher and you need to get back in the country now that schools are beginning to open, you can get in. If you have a medical need, some kind of a medical, you've already seen a doctor here before and they have some scheduled additional medical needs for you, you can. So there's several different things. Just go to the Royal Thai Embassy website or embassy and consulate in your area. They know directly how to handle your entry as far as immigration process and mandatory quarantine, all of the details. Go there. Okay, walking my shoes. Trilingual, thank you. Okay, so we got bilingual, trilingual. So what do you call a person that speaks one language? One language. So we got bilingual, trilingual, One language. Do you know the answer? American walking in my shit. There you go. American. You're lucky if you find Americans that can speak a little bit of Spanish. And we have tons of Spanish speakers in the United States, right? Because of our long border with Mexico. And we have a lot of wonderful Cubans. We have a lot of patriotic American. American doesn't mean white skin. American means from any four corners of the globe. You know, we take in 1 million new legal citizens every year, become Americans, Thai American, Chinese American, whatever. We're all American, right? We all want to have freedom. We all want the people to be in control of what the government does and never the other way around. So that's what America stands for. And some of our best immigrants are Spanish speakers. So it's our second language. And most Americans can't even speak that. So Europeans, because, the continent of Europe has so many different countries and about the size of America. So Americans can travel from northeast Maine at the border of Canada all the way through to California, right? And it's English all the way. Well, Europeans travel that same difference distance, and they're going through all these different countries. You learn how to speak French, you learn how to speak a little Dutch, for German. The Scandinavians from Finland and Sweden and Norway, they're multilingual. A lot of them have four languages. So, good. That's the joke. You're right. It's an American if you can speak one language. Yeah, good one. Walking in my shoes. If you speak one language, English. Yeah, English is the international language of the world. Good morning, York in the house. Thank you, York, for coming along. Uh, this was an unannounced little thing this morning, and oh, what happened? York, PA, you are a moderator. So if you happen to see anyone violate the rules, you can time them out with Uncle Sam and take their comment down. Or if they violate the ultimate rule and want to talk trash or smack on Thailand or Thai people, James Dean, and just block them. Just block them. If they think it was incorrect to do so, they can send me an email or they can private message me at Teacher Thomas Thailand Facebook page. So, York, I appreciate your help on that. Really appreciate you joining. And we're not going to go too long here, guys. We still got 33 in the live chat. We've been going at it 2 hours and 31 minutes, believe it or not. Wow. And 61 thumbs up. So we've had a lot of people come and go with different time zones all over the world. I have a good audience in the Middle East, too, the UAE and India. And, well, India is South Asia. But so we have a lot of different time zones. And of course, the UK is 2 a.m. in the morning or something. So America is good prime time. You're in the evening. Like I say, Central Standard Time in America is exactly 12 hours. So I can't get any further away from home, from the Ozarks of the Midwest to Thailand. If you go any further, you start getting closer, right? So until spring forward, when they do the daylight savings time, right, to protect the school children, so they have daylight in the early morning hours on the bus stop. When they change that, then we go to 13 hours. But right now, Central Standard Time, United States of America, your PM is my AM, and vice versa. 100,000 insured insurance with proper letters. Okay, good. Thanks, guys, for getting out information. Canada is bilingual. Is it? What does Canada speak? Oh, yeah, they speak a lot of French, right? There's a big French quarter. Yeah, it was settled by the French, basically, right? I don't understand like the different provinces and stuff, but I know like there's some that are still more controlled by the original French colonization kind of stuff, and then other areas are different. I know Canada is very complex. I've never been there. I always wanted to go. I have to go summer. I cannot do winter anymore, but I definitely thank you for Brian Adams. I know there's many other great Canadians out there, but as for me, growing up and that guy, play my first real six string, oh, at the five. Oh, get out of here. Thank you for Brian Adams, Canada. Hey, it's called monolingualism. Monolingualism. Very good. That's right. Most Americans are monolinguists. Solo. Very good one, Bad Badger. That's right. One language. With proper letters, request birth certificate, valid resident permits. Thanks, Robert, for giving people information. Like I said, guys, Robert Mack in Asia has a lot of experience in Southeast Asia, knows a lot about Vietnam as well as Thailand and probably Cambodia and probably a lot of them. So thank you, York. Canada is awesome. Love Newfoundland. God, I can't wait to visit. It has to be summer for me because, honest to God, guys, my pain is so bad that if most people woke up with my pain levels just randomly on one day that never had chronic pain before, they'd want to go to the ER. But I'm good. Your mind can overcome a lot of things, right? And get used to stuff. But I can't do cold. It's just a no go zone for me. I used to be a winter lover. I used to walk in snow drifts up to my chest, right? Literally. All right. It snows in Kansas City. Trust me. It can come a thunder snow in Kansas City. And yeah, I loved it. Boots and warm clothes and building snowmen. And I did it all my life. But your life changes when you get a chronic disease. Trust me, it changes a lot. Sabay di mai. Dawn. Ah. Sabay di mai. Sabay di mak mak. Kap kun kap. Sabay di kun sabay di mai. How are you today, Dawn? Oh yeah, I have lots of nerve pain. No cold weather. There you go, hillbilly. Yeah, our nervous systems. Another thing. I have all three. There's three parts of your nervous system. Autonomic, which is what your body does automatically, your heartbeat, your sweat glands, everything, your digestive system, right? Autonomic. And then you have motor, which your brain sends an electrical signal through your axon nerve, which is covered by myelin, right? But the signal travels real fast through your axon nerve, the electrical system, right? And tells your foot to move when you're running, right? You don't even have to think about it. It's just boom, boom, boom. So that's your motor. And then finally, you have the sensory. Sensory is that sense of touch, that slightest little, and those are not myelinated nerves. They're just like little tiny axon nerves with no myelin. And all three parts of my nervous system are damaged. And one of the biggest factors, anybody ever see the movie Sling Blade? Mm-hmm. Some folks calls it a Kaiser blade. I calls it a sling blade. That guy, when he's talking about his mom, always told me that people went to the crazy hospital were just nervous, right? Just a little nervous. Had to go up there at the nervous hospital, right? Well, when you have damaged nerves, it's more than just a physical nerve, right? It's your whole nervous system. And what causes nervousness? Stress and worry and pressure and weight, right? So it is rehabilitating in so many ways to lower your stress level. That's why I cannot watch the news, guys, out of America. I just cannot do it. Fox News, CNN, any of it. I can't do it. I'll click on a little link every once in a while on my personal Facebook. If my daughters post up a story and I want to see it, but I just can't. I So not only the warm weather and all the health benefits you can get from living in the tropics near the equator, wherever that happens to be on the globe, Southeast Asia, I think, is probably much better choice than other tropical regions, in my opinion. But uh, the stress level, like that's why I say I English teacher here part time. The most I've ever worked was 16 hours. It's like a hobby, okay? I People like get, the naysayers and the so-called experts, they just have to be ignored because I can't do pressure and I can't do complex, confusing, stressful things. If I do that, it's very, very difficult for me. Like mentally, it's like my processor in the computer can't do it. And if it'll just wipe me out, the chronic fatigue, I'll just have to go to bed if I get stressed and overburdened, because it's your nervous system, guys. It's not just when I first heard the word neuropathy, when I first heard the very first doctor tell me that he suspected that I had neuropathy suddenly, because it was acute. I never had neuropathy. I wasn't a diabetic. So the first time I heard it, I thought he was calling me crazy because I heard neuro and I know that's your brain. And I'm like, look, buddy, I'm sane. But that's not what he was talking about. And what I've learned about Thailand and Thai food, because I've always liked spicy food to a degree, like the jalapeno poppers and our great Hispanic food that we have in America. Texas has some of the best blend of Southern American mixed with Mexican. They call it Tex Mex. If you've never eaten Tex Mex, I think it's even better than the authentic Mexican. But authentic Hispanic food. I've like eaten Caribbean Hispanic food in Colombia at Santa Marta and Barranquilla, right on the Caribbean coast of Colombia, and Cartagena, right? So I love their fish too, but it's like coconut rice and different than Mexican. Mexican is spicy, hot, habaneros and hot. They can eat hot shit. Well, I never could eat that hot. And then I came to Thailand and you start eating these Thai chili peppers, and there's like a huge variety, and you pick them at different stages: green, purple, red. They all have different flavors. You sear them in a wok, like you were blacking, doing blackened fish. You got a hot ass skillet. You sear them just like a few seconds, and then I mean you can barely breathe in the kitchen because the right. So now I eat the shit out of those. They have a lot of galangal here. They have a lot of cilantro, coriander, a lot of fresh herbs that I eat, spring onions, lemongrass, kaffir lime leaves. There's so much flavors and natural herbs. I don't eat anything out of a can. We don't own a can opener. I haven't owned a can opener in 5 years in Thailand. A beer opener, but not a can opener. We do occasionally buy a jar of spaghetti sauce, like you can get imports and stuff, but everything you eat is changes your health too. I'll just tell you my prognosis, and I went all the way to the Mayo Clinic in Scottsdale, Arizona. I was on a determined trying to get answers of what all this sudden onset of disability was, and it was tied to a severe illness that had repeated. So I had a syndrome when I was young, and often when you have a syndrome and you survive it, a syndrome I had a 70% mortality rate. So only 30% of the people that had it in 1983 survived it. So I was lucky to survive the syndrome that I had as a young man. But any syndrome you have can have a chronic form, right? So a syndrome is acute. You either recover or you die. If you recover, you can be perfectly fine for a long time. And then as age comes on, you can have a chronic condition that's the chronic form of the syndrome that you had previous. So that's what basically happened. And I was trying to get answer why all this shit, like all of a sudden, and my prognosis was a wheelchair. I was using forearm crutches. My balance, motor neuropathy was horrible at the onset. I had petechiae break out all over both sides of my feet, like blood vessels underneath the skin. Just happened like overnight. Like it was really whacked out crazy. So I was trying to find answers and got various different diagnoses, but the prognosis was all the same. Your motor skills are going to get worse. You're going to end up in a chair, and similar to MS, but MS has the lesions on the brain, so they lose a lot more, ability, cognitivity, and everything else. The CIDP is chronic inflammatory demyelinating polyneuropathy with predominant sensory neuropathy is what I actually have. So it's a mouthful, but it's you can live with it. But I've basically just wouldn't accept that answer. And if I was to have laid down to it or tried to spend 6 months in winter locked up in an apartment, because I don't even wear socks unless somebody makes me wear socks, like a formal job. And even then, I've had exemptions where they would allow me to wear sandals. That's how bad my feet are. Putting socks on them is like putting them in a vice. So I had all the shit, and I was addicted to opioids when I arrived in Thailand because that's what they do after the Mayo Clinic. And everybody tells you, well, we don't understand the cause of any autoimmune and the treatment for it. I was allergic to IVIG, immunoglobulin, which is a very expensive treatment that a lot of autoimmune get. I can't take that because it almost killed me. Anyway, short story long, there was no answers other than pain management in the end. So I broke the opioid habit after being in Thailand about 6 months. I broke it on my own and haven't been back on it since. So, yeah, there's your short story long. The health benefits of living in the tropics and a low stress. The people, Thai people live for today, literally. I mean, even business people and executives, sure, they have planning schedules. Sure, everything is, but the reality is their culture is so much different that until you let go of your expectations and you're impatient and your immediate road rage if somebody doesn't use a blinker, till you let go of all that stuff that we carry with us, and it's not a flaw to carry it, it's where you come from. And depending if you've lived a city life and it's always fast paced and strangers don't say hello to each other, you know what I'm talking about. Now, country people, I think, do easier when it comes to assimilation because they don't have a lot of expectations. Country people, compared to city people in America, live a lot slower lifestyle anyway. Well, Thailand is like very, very, very different in so many ways. So that will make your life much better. And so, blood pressure, yeah, I've never had blood pressure, but the autonomic causes heart arrhythmias. Like all of a sudden, I can have high heart rates, and but I'm lucky I don't have much other than all the side effects and chronic pain and chronic fatigue from the autoimmune that's incurable, and really there's no treatment. But I actually think the treatment that I'm doing in Thailand is better than any Western medicine would have done for me with all the natural herbs. And like I say, those Thai chili peppers, those are like medicine. Now I eat spicy as hell. I love spicy Thai food, and you literally sweat. See, I don't sweat from the chest down. My autonomic neuropathy, like my sweat glands, are damaged, so I can be sweating profusely out of my head, dripping off my nose, and my underwear's dry. Right? It's just how it is. So it helps me to sweat the toxins out, right? I'll sweat underneath my arms, but not from basically the chest down. I don't sweat. I've had sweat studies, like powder put on my feet and everything, and the temperature cranked up in my body. My autonomic nerve system is damaged. And a lot of people have the motor and the sensory, like they have the pain and the difficulty with balance, and they can't run anymore because they're the speed, the electrical signal that your brain sends to do all that is just too slow. And that's diagnosed with what they call an EMG study. It's basically electromyography on the nerves or whatever. They measure the speed, the distance from the point they shock you to the receiver on the tip of your toes. So they can tell exactly how fast the signal is traveling through your motor large axon nerve, which has a bunch of myelin around it. The myelin allows the speed to travel like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, right? With the myelin gives it the speed. So demyelinating, basically, I got quite an education to a guy that didn't even know what neuropathy was. Demyelinating basically means your antibodies, your immune system is attacking your own body. And they like myelin. They like to eat the sheathing, the conduit of the electrical cord, right? The conduit, the outer layer insulation. That's what my antibodies like to eat now. So they eat that myelin, and that's called demyelination. So I have chronic inflammatory, so I get all kinds of inflamed nerves, and this can cause rapid onset of muscle spasms, which is why they call that part fibromyalgia. It's just unexplainable sudden muscle cramp and muscle pain and chronic fatigue, like so, right? So and then the sensory nerves. So chronic inflammatory demyelinating polyneuropathy. And the word poly in the medical field, for those of you that might be watching this or on the playback, just means multiple. So polyneuropathy is different from peripheral. Peripheral neuropathy means your arms, your limbs, right, on the periphery. But poly means multiple. So you have multiple nerves from sensory to autonomic to motor that are damaged. So it's polyneuropathy, chronic inflammatory demyelinating polyneuropathy, or CIDP. And then there's different variations of that. And mine is predominant sensory neuropathy. So the biggest issue, like my motor skills are better than a lot of people with CIDP that have predominant motor neuropathy, right? So mine is predominant sensory, which just means like if you have road rash from a bike wreck on the asphalt, and that all that nerve pain is being sent to your brain because those sensory nerves are like a paper cut, sensory nerve pain, they're sending pain signals to your brain, right? Well, I get those pain signals, but there's no injury, right? So it is a hell of a thing to live with, and I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy, literally. So when you see me out and about, yeah, I can still jog. I can't run. I used to be a marathon runner. Like I maxed everything in boot camp. I was like 160 pounds soaking wet back in those days at the most. 5'8", not a tall guy, right? Fast, and I could run. I never fell out of a run. Full pack, M16 over your head, full web gear, full pack, never fell out, right? And a lot of guys that were a lot better shape than me fell out, had to go to the medic truck and get the IV, right? Normal when you're going through rigorous training. I never fell out of a run, and I can't do any of that anymore. I used to love to play disc golf. When it first came out, like I think early 90s, it was called Falf, like golf, but with a frisbee, Falf. And it's such a stupid name that once it got popular and became professional league, and it's called disc golf, right? So I love disc golf, and I could drive, I could throw a disc from one goalpost to the other on an American football field. I could throw a disc 100 yards, right? I can't do any of that anymore. I can't do a lot of things that I used to be able to do. There's just no way. It's just too overwhelming, too much pain. So when you see me active, it's not like what you think. Like I have to take my breaks. I have rapid onset of the fibromyalgia. But I'm very happy in Thailand, and I'm very fortunate. And the medical system here is fantastic. People travel from all over the world to come to private medical hospitals in Thailand. That's how good they are. And it's not just cosmetics, it's a lot of things. Dental. Thailand is very affordable and very good healthcare. Wow, teacher's rambling. Morning, Tony. See, I missed Tony already. Uh, Good morning, Mr. Mitch in the house. Thank you. Look at this. I got tons of moderators here. We're down to 28 people in the live chat. I appreciate it. We're up to 69. That's a good number. 69 ACDC Wing and Wand there. Just turn them upside down, right? 69 thumbs up. So people have come and gone based on their time zones. Mr. Mitch, thank you for coming along. I didn't really mean to go this long. I kind of started it before the sunrise this morning here in Banchang, and I just felt like I needed to do a follow up after my last surprise vlog. I'll let you know, yes, my wife, Yinradi South, is renting a nice little property, 10,000 baht a month, so she's only paying $300 a month rent. She's invested a little bit in upgrades to the building, uh, and she's just going to open a little small deal, and we're going to have musicians stop by and hopefully provide some great atmosphere and entertainment for folks that might want to have a cocktail or a cold beer and maybe enjoy some appetizer menu or something small. We're just going to do snacks, and we'll have probably some specials on Friday and Saturday nights where we'll have like two popular Thai dishes, which is like a bowl of soup and rice on the side, two different styles of that, and then a couple of farong things like a beef stew or a Frito chili pie or uh, German sausage off the charcoal grill, something like that, right? Not going to have a menu unless it's an appetizer and cocktail menu. We'll have that, but the food will just be written on the board, whatever we have that day. So she's got good ideas, and she had a lot of thought that went into it, and it was just good timing, and we found a great opportunity for a very cheap rent. So with the electric, water, and Wi-Fi, everything, rent, all cost to the property is going to run her about maybe $500 a month for everything, all combined. And if she can break even on her sales, excuse me, and have a few salary Thai employees so she can help out some Thai people with some jobs. As we all know, that's needed sorely everywhere in the world, especially in the entertainment sector. We are going to be a family atmosphere. We're going to have a kids section where they have some ABC stuff and English stuff that they can play with. The toys are going to be all related to learning English. So we'll have that available, and then we're going to have a couples seating area only for couples and more romantic with oil lamps and candles and things like that. So she's got some good things in mind, and I'm just going to hang out and play some music with some people I've never met before and spontaneously get to know more musicians in the area. There's musicians here from all over the world. That just like to go out. They're hobby players. We used to say 15 minutes of fame, right? We like open mic. We have a lot of open mic clubs in the United States. You don't pay bands. You never know who might stop by, and you don't have the same band all night. You have a lot of variety, and then we have full karaoke set for the audience and the customers to join in and get their 15 minutes of fame, as we say. So that's the plan, and I just wanted to do a live stream to follow up on that. I appreciate everyone who joined. I appreciate you for watching the playback of the TTT live stream, Morning Coffee, from here in Ban Chong, Rayong, Thailand, on the eastern seaboard of the Gulf of Thailand. We are right here, and this is a rudimentary map of Thailand, so not to scale or anything, but this is like the Bay of Bangkok, and this is the Gulf of Thailand. So on the eastern seaboard of the Gulf, east to Cambodia and Laos, and west to the Indian Ocean and Myanmar, right? So we're right here. I appreciate you coming along. I just felt like it was a good idea this morning to do an impromptu, non announced live stream. We've had great questions that guided the conversation. Your humble host has been rambling for almost 3 hours. So uh, I really appreciate you joining the TTT YouTube channel, just need, which is belongs to you. It's my hobby, but the channel belongs to the subscribers. Uh, it is doing well. We're getting good views. We only needed about 700 more public view hours to go ahead and turn that money symbol on and become monetized. We're not worried about proceeds or earnings, but what that does is it allow AdSense to start placing ads on my vlogs, and YouTube algorithms kick in, so we can go from 1,000 or 2,000 views on one of my maybe better vlogs to 20, 30,000. So I appreciate you watching. This is going to add to those view hours, and we're going to hit that 4,000 total view hours, I think, real shortly. And once that happens, I will monetize. We're not worried about income or donations or anything like that, but we do need the help from the YouTube algorithms to get a lot more exposure and promotion for the channel. So I appreciate you coming along today. I'm going to close it out. I want to say special thanks to Bad Badger and Robert Mack, who were here early on as mods. Everybody has a busy life. Everybody has a different time zone. We really appreciate York coming in. Also, Tom, appreciate you guys helping out with the mod stuff. You know the rules here. As long as everybody's respectful, we'll let it ride. Right? We're not going to bother anyone that has various opinions. Different opinions and critique are great. Cleveland to Cincinnati. All right, Bad Badger, watch your channel. All right, yeah, and Mr. Mitch, you know the rules here too. Appreciate you joining. Anybody and everybody, please post up their YouTube channels, their Facebook pages. Anybody that's promoting a good perspective that you think TTT subscribers and viewers will enjoy, post up their links. I may add some links to all of my favorite channels in the description box below. If you're watching on the replay and you're not watching live, I will edit the live video to add some links. I appreciate if you go to the other channels that are still smaller, and we need to get them to that 4,000 views as well and the 1,000 subscribers if they're not there yet, and get these positive perspectives so that we can counter any of the false fantasy world stereotype of what Thailand's about, because to each their own. There are a lot of entertainment vloggers here in Thailand, and kudos to you guys for showing respect to Thai people when you're out showing the nightlife scene, and that's great. People want to know that. That gets a lot of clicks and a lot of likes. So I'm grateful to the people that show that. But here, that's not what we're about. And we just want to make sure that people realize if they're serious about relocating to Southeast Asia, we got people like Robert Mack in Asia, a lot of experience, specifically Thailand. We got Bad Badger, a lot of experience. Uh, Teacher, a little bit of experience, 5 years in Thailand, knows a little bit about how to become an English teacher. We got a lot of people. We got Foreigner Joe. We got Chuck and Paige. Chuck and Paige have had a YouTube channel at No Time to Be Sad, right up here in Isan at Nakhon Phanom on the mighty Mekong River. So we got a lot of good people that I want to introduce you to if you don't already know. So if you're watching on the playback, please look in the description box below for links to various YouTube channels, especially the smaller ones that we need to get up there so they get more of a broader audience. So right now we are at 3 hours and 1 minute and counting. So I want to say thank you. Thank you. Teacher Thomas going to sign off. Got other duties today, that require my attention, as I'm sure you know. And I appreciate all of you for stopping by. Mr. Mitch, it was totally unannounced. So if I was going to plan it, I probably would have sent you moderators a notice ahead of time so you knew I didn't plan it. Just we had a little thunder this morning. And I'm like, I'm not going to go out early. So let's have some morning coffee. And we had some great conversation. I'm sorry for blabbering, but yeah, see you guys. Thank you. Peace and love to everyone. And remember, be happy. Teacher Thomas signing out.